Another thing that I think is really cool, I like to hear all the instructions you hear from the corners.
I got it on mute, so I don't have anything, no audio coming through. You'll have to be our ears for it, Joe.
There was one earlier that in the first fight, the Rosa Mitchell fight, and you could hear the coach going. I wrote it down. He said, "I don't care about the submission. You could go for it, but you stay on top the whole time." And you could hear him so loud and clear.
Well, it's like watching Ultimate Fighter. It's watching those fights. You can hear it. You can hear so much. It's so different.
All right, guys. So we got 170 people in here right now. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I just want to introduce you to everyone. Of course, you guys know Vince the Anomaly. I believe he's on this side. It's weird.
What up, guys?
But I think he's over here on this side. Below me, we're doing like the Brady Bunch. Below me, got my good friend Joe Madrid, and caddy corner of me, Dean Blandino in the house, ladies and gentlemen, with that beautiful lighting, that handsome face. Dean Blandino is, what's your official title? Rules officiator in the NFL?
Rules analyst, NFL and college football for Fox Sports.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we got a professional in the house. We got a lot of professionals in the house. And Joe, what are your credentials? Professional bettor? Just gambler?
I do a little bit of everything. So definitely
he is.
Big
He's
in the sports thing.
MacGyver.
He's the color commentator.
I think he calls me the audio guy on the podcast, so I'll stick with that.
We do have a live chat. I'll put the link in for us four in here if you guys want to join in.
Cool.
Ooh.
Guys, right now we're tuning in. We got Anthony Pettis in the rematch against Cowboy Cerrone. We are about 3 minutes into the first round. Still a bit of a feeling out process.
Are you live, Shane? Because I'm at 125.
Yeah, me too.
Oh. Yeah, I gotta get live then.
Yeah, it's at 103, about to hit a minute.
Oh, Dean's ahead of everybody. Oh, there we
Extra
go.
live.
It's always ahead of everyone, though.
I just have faster TV here.
That's what happens when you're a Fox celebrity, bro. You get the faster internet.
I'll tell you what, Cerrone already looks better than he did against Conor.
That's saying much, though.
Yeah, the fight would have been over 4 minutes ago.
But it was interesting to hear him talk about that fight and how he just wasn't into it. Like, he just said, I wasn't mentally there. Like, does that, Vince, how does that happen? Have you ever experienced that?
I haven't personally experienced it in a fight. Sometimes I've felt that sparring where you just kind of have an off day where you get in the room and just nothing's really working for you. Maybe your mind's in the wrong place and you're just not really in the zone. You're thinking about other things going on in your life. But it's weird for him to, or I guess not that weird, because he's kind of done that before. Like when he fought Rafael dos Anjos back then for the title and he got, put away pretty quickly too. Cerrone's always kind of been the guy that, sometimes he just has really off days.
Yeah.
When you're the most active fighter in the UFC, I guess that's bound to happen.
He does fight a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So who do you guys give that round? Is everyone's the rounds up for everyone?
Yeah.
I'm a couple seconds off. Well, Cowboy definitely gets the tan line award.
That's an official part. The judges do take tan line into consideration.
They do. It's part of the ruling. Judging.
Yeah, I give it to Cerrone because he had Anthony on the ground for a little while longer and stuff.
He did get a good takedown. I give it to Cerrone too.
Well, let's talk about, like, in between fights. Let's talk about just the judging and how fights are scored, because I definitely want to get into that.
Vince is a bit of an expert in that field.
Somewhat after having to look at the judging scorecards or look at how they come up with their answers. Honestly, it's kind of subjective because, you're judging a fight. It's supposed to be based on damage first for each round.
That's it.
Not that's it though. It's damage, and then it goes by octagon control. If there's dangerous moments, if an opponent gets dropped, if there's a near submission, then they're obviously getting points. But, you know, each judge is kind of tallying up these invisible points in their head to see who's winning each round. It's pretty subjective still at this point.
Yeah, but that's what I meant when I said that's the key factor is the effective striking and grappling, right? That's what they're supposed to judge the round on. And then if that's equal, then they'll go to effective aggression, and then they'll go to octagon control.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
And that's where it becomes so subjective, because like you said, they're just counting up these points in their head, and it's supposed to be damage. And are you, with the grappling, like, are you advancing your position to finish the fight? Like, a takedown on its own doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, well, somewhat. In the old MMA judging, it means like a lot more than it does now.
Yep.
You have to get that takedown and do something with it now. That's kind of the rule of thumb, even though still some judges will just count a takedown pretty much the same as getting dropped. So from that standpoint, it is kind of odd still. But yeah, you're right. If someone gets you down and they just hold you down there, they don't strike, they don't do anything, in general, that shouldn't be scored as much.
Yeah, and they said, because there was a rules refresh in 2017, like you said, the takedown used to just count. And then after that, they said, no, it has to be takedown with damage, takedown with, you know, advancing your position, that type of thing. But you're absolutely, you know, some judges could be just in that old mindset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's actually the only reason why I know all this is that's why I experienced in my second fight last August, is a guy who was a fantastic wrestler, 3-time champion out of Ukraine, really good wrestler. He was able to get me down in the second and third round and hold me down for a little bit for about half of the round, but he didn't really do much with it. He didn't threaten much. He struck me maybe 2 or 3 times down there, but it's just impossible to stand up. And I was just pretty frustrated because anytime we were on the feet, I was definitely winning. So it was a really weird thing, and it's still up to each judge. So some of these judges just still have in their heads like, oh, well, takedowns mean everything.
Yeah.
What do you guys think so far in the second round? I'm thinking Cowboy's one step ahead, and Pettis looks like he's breathing out of his mouth.
Yeah, I think his nose might be, he's definitely bleeding.
Yeah, Cowboy looks good.
He's also looking for revenge, losing to Pettis. What was that, in 2013?
Yeah, 7 years ago.
Those body kicks.
Yeah. Remember he landed that. Yeah, he landed that big body kick in that.
Ooh.
Where are you at right now, Shane?
152 left.
I'm at 135.
So I'm at 132 right now. So
yeah.
Should we all try to sync up?
Yeah, I can pause for a sec.
Yeah, I can't like move ahead at all. This is the furthest I can go. So I'm at.
Ooh, nice takedown.
Yeah, I'm at 132, 131, 130.
Yeah, you're behind us.
I'm at 112. So why don't you guys stop it at 112? And Shane, when you hit 112, just tell us and we'll all hit play.
All right, I got 10
ahead
seconds.
of you. I'm at like 57. The fight just ended. I'm not going to tell you.
Don't spoil it. All right, I'm at 112 now.
All right. Okay. So then,
I'll
Dean,
let you know
why don't you pause it? Exactly.
Do you want me to pause it?
I got a minute.
Yeah, pause it at 57, Dean, and then we'll. I'm at 57.
I'm paused at 33.
Okay, I'll let you know when I get to 33.
No more pausing after this.
10 seconds. And okay, I'm pausing
now. Yeah. So the fight ended and like you're so cool. You didn't even move. You didn't react. And it's like this guy.
I think I may have restarted too late. Where are you guys?
9.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah, I'm behind you. Just tell me when the round ends.
It just ended.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're good.
Love the sportsmanship.
Now I want to fast forward through the commercials, but we can't.
Let's go to the chat. A lot of Cowboy fans in here. You guys know the order of the fights? Like who's the first on the main card?
Yeah, I got it. The first one is DeCastro and Greg Hardy, I think.
Nice.
Yes.
Got Luca Blandino in the house. Says, "Hey, Dad."
Oh yeah, he's out
What's
there.
up, Luca?
Nice. I'm surprised my kids aren't on just because of Shane. They don't care about me. They're big Shane fans.
Got Coach Adam of Shift in the house. All right, here we go. Final round.
It's a close fight. I mean, this could be 1-1. It could be 2-0 Cowboy.
Mhm.
I agree with that.
Yep.
Who's got is that your ambulance team? Is that?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, there you go.
Not much engagement here.
Pettis, he doesn't look as aggressive as he usually does.
He may have gotten his nose broken in the first round.
Yeah. I think these guys, I mean, both these guys need a win.
Definitely.
Nice teep to the body from Cowboy there. Still working,
Ooh, nice.
taking that gas tank away. So what's next for each of these guys? Let's say Cowboy wins.
I don't know, like how long, a guy's had 50 fights. Like how many more can he like put his body through? I know he's still, what is he, 37, 38?
Not only that too, but like he's got like such an active, wild lifestyle too. The wakeboarding and
Maybe I think if he wins, then maybe he hangs it up, just wants to go out, didn't want to go out like the McGregor fight.
There's a chance. He did mention seeing light at the end of the tunnel,
Yeah.
which is the first time he ever mentioned that. But he said he still wants to get some in, but who knows?
well, I mean, he's got 2.5 minutes left, and if he beats Pettis, that's a big win, man. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pettis is still very much a top contender.
And Cerrone looks great too. He looks like he's in some good shape for this.
He does.
Pettis looks a little out of shape for him. He's usually a little slimmer in the waist, I think.
Yeah, and this is at welterweight too. I think it
Yeah.
was just like a gentleman's agreement. Let's just fight up there, or maybe they might be wanting both just stay up there now. But yeah, Pettis definitely looks a little bit chunkier. Has to be expected fighting on a shorter notice thing.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Is that a punch or is that an eye poke?
ooh.
Uh-oh. Cowboy grabs his eye,
Yeah.
starts backing up and is complaining about the eye poke, but Pettis keeps pouring it on him.
Ref obviously didn't see it as an eye poke.
Well, I mean, that's fair. I think that's fair from Pettis to keep going. You keep going until the ref tells you to stop. Especially when you got 1.5 minutes left to take this fight back. He's going to do everything he can.
and he's bleeding out of that eye too. He must have got him good.
Ooh,
Oh, big.
man, these guys are throwing. You know what? I was surprised to hear that this was going to be on the prelim, but this is good for ESPN Plus, man. First live event in a long time, and a really good fight. How was the Michelle and Carla Esparza fight? Was it back and forth?
It was a very close fight, but I'd say out of all the fights so far, it was probably the least exciting one.
Okay.
But
Yeah, there wasn't as much action, and it was a close fight. I expected Carla to be pressuring forward a little more than she was, but Michelle looked good with her kick, so it was a good tough fight for both of them.
I'll have to go back and watch. Oh man.
Oof.
And
It was a liver kick.
The final 10. Both standing in the pocket, throwing. Pettis turns away for a split second, turns back, up against the cage. Oh, it finished with that kick.
Oh,
got one late.
Gotta love it.
Good finish.
It was a great last round.
That was a good fight, man. Very competitive. I definitely got Cowboy winning.
Yeah,
I
I
got
got
Cowboy off
3 rounds.
29-28.
Yeah, I would say 29-28 or 30-27. No, that was a jab. And that's the other thing too. Like, I think it's fair for Pettis to keep going, because if Cowboy's going to argue that was an eye poke, but it wasn't, and Pettis knows that he landed with the fist.
So Rogan's
that's
saying it was definitely an eye poke.
Vince, if you're in that situation and your hand got open and it was an eye poke, would you react differently than if it was a legit punch?
Yeah, for sure. If I knew I definitely fouled the guy, definitely poked him in the eye, then I would be like, all right, sorry, I would stop.
Yeah.
If I thought my hand was closed, even if it wasn't, but if I thought my hand was closed, I would keep going until the ref says to stop. Same with groin kicks. Like you tend to know when you hit someone in the groin, and if you do, like you usually just stop. But if the guy fakes it, which guys do, where they fake getting hit in the groin, if you hit him really good to the liver, you want to keep going until the ref stops you.
That was a huge kick that Pettis took from Cerrone. He's knocked some dudes out with that same kick right there.
Joe, read off the scores for us when they come in.
Okay. 29-28, all 3 judges.
All right.
Pettis.
Wow, Pettis takes it. And
Wow.
he looks surprised. He looks happy, but he looks surprised.
Wow. You figured it was 29-28, but thought it'd be Cowboy.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, we got a couple people in here disagreeing in the chat. DeSwuvius says he was more aggressive. Judges are wrong. Yeah, most people seem to agree. 29-28.
And Pettis said, "I'll take it," which sounds like he kind of even knows. He looked surprised when they even announced it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, let's cover the rules again. Damage done. I mean, if we're looking at that, I would say damage done. It was Cowboy did more damage. Ring control,
He
even
scored
now.
more takedowns.
Well, again, yeah, that's if a judge had effective striking and grappling even in the round, they could then go to the aggression and then the ring control, the cage control. It's just, again, it's like Vince said, it's so subjective.
Yeah.
You know a couple things about subjective rules, don't you, Dean?
Yeah, a little bit.
How do those work out?
It's like reviewing pass interference. There's always, as long as you have judges, there's always going to be a debate. I mean, that's a close fight. I don't think you could say that Cowboy got robbed. Like we've seen definitely worse decisions, but to have all 3 judges score the fight 29-28 for Pettis, at least they're looking at it the same way. They're consistent. but it's just, like you said, it's so subjective. They felt that he was more effective, did more damage.
Now, we got a couple people in the chat mentioning the eye poke, saying they should factor in the eye poke. However, unless the ref stops the fight and says deduct 1 point, you can't take that into consideration.
Sure.
With the scoring.
If it's not deemed a foul, then.
And you usually get 1, sometimes 2 warnings before they even deduct a point. Although they've gotten a little more strict with it.
I'm switching over right now. We might need to time our stuff up when the first fight starts again.
Yeah, I'm switching over.
What do we got to switch to?
Well, we gotta pick the fights before they happen, right?
I've already picked all my. I'm crushing it today, Dean.
It doesn't count till the live stream starts. So all that is hearsay.
No, I posted it. I'm 5-1, and I should be 6-0 because Larson got robbed.
When did you post it?
Go on my Instagram. I posted it before the fights even started. And the kids are doing terrible. That's why I posted I had all the kids pick, and I was like, all right, you got the professionals. Let's see if the kids can outdo the pros.
With how random the sport is, sometimes they might end up winning.
Right.
All right. I think I'm here.
Someone said, who's reffing tonight? I think they meant who's judging tonight. If Adelaide Bird is in, it's going to be wild and wrong. Is Adelaide Bird? I thought.
Is Adelaide Bird still judging?
No, I thought she announced retirement. What was the fight? What was the infamous fight? Who's
Ooh, I'm trying to think. Look it up, Adelaide Bird.
I'm looking it up.
It's on the tip of my tongue too.
There was a few of them.
Is it the Triple G Canelo?
I was gonna say, is that what it was? I don't think that was the one that.
Well, Triple G got robbed twice, but anyway.
I like you even more now, Dean. I didn't know you were a Triple G fan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I like Canelo as a fighter, but the first fight they called Triple G clearly won. The second one was closer. Joe and I watched it together, and we both thought Triple G won.
Yeah.
They were both great fights, though. Both great fights. What do you think happens in the trilogy if it happens?
It's probably going to be a close fight, and then it could go either way. Is anybody else having an issue with the ESPN Plus?
No, I'm still getting
I think I'm in.
I'm still getting the lead up to it, but no, I'm in.
Yeah. I'm getting the lead up.
I had it.
Establishing shots of Jacksonville.
I'm seeing the ring all neon lights right now.
It kicked me out, and now I'm not.
Oh, the fancy internet out there is not working now, huh? You were all ahead of the game before.
Oh yeah, and I waited for you guys, and that's what happened.
You lied to us. You said, "Oh, the fight's already over."
See, it says purchased.
Mario Yamasaki and Steve Mazzagatti. Do they still ref?
Oh, here we go.
No, Mazzagatti doesn't. I haven't seen Yamasaki in a while.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. It is super weird. Joe Rogan just said it's super weird. I can't imagine being there with no fans.
And they're usually screaming. They don't have to now.
I wonder how that would affect the judging as well. Because, oftentimes, if you're in enemy territory and the crowd's cheering for one person, could be swaying the judges. At least now it should be more of an objective thing.
Good point.
That's a really good point. When a kick gets checked, but the whole crowd goes, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Judge is like, all right, that's a landed kick. Someone said, Shane, what did you think of the Karate Hottie decision? I didn't catch it in time. Just trying to figure out how to get this live stream working. So unfortunately, I messed it off to go back and watch. I heard it was a very close fight. Another person said judges are off tonight. Watterson should have won also.
I agree with that. And I think, Vince, you had Watterson winning too, right?
What's that?
Didn't you have Watterson winning that fight also?
I thought it was, yeah, I did. I thought it was really close. I wanted Carla to win, and she did win, but I thought Watterson kind of stole it there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it was close enough to where it's not going to be a controversial decision, but I think Watterson won.
Yeah, everyone in the chat agrees. Has there ever been a notable overturn on a decision in MMA? I know in Muay Thai it's happened. There's been a couple controversial ones.
No, I can't think of one. I mean, there's been fights that have been called no contest because of, drug tests, and, Nick Diaz, obviously that's happened to him. But I can't think of a decision being overturned.
Yeah.
But what was interesting, go ahead, Joe.
We're not live right now, right? Are we live right now? 'Cause I don't see it.
What do you mean, on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure we are.
Let me refresh. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Sure we are.
All right.
Yeah, we got a bunch of people in the chat right now.
You know what they're doing? So they're having the California State Athletic Commission, they're doing digital judging sessions right now with judges from all over the country, and Big John McCarthy is running them. And they had one, and they started in March, and they'll show a round and they'll rescore the round. And then they'll talk about who they thought won the round. And they actually rescored the Ray's John Jones fight. And every judge, 18 judges, they all said that Dominic won the fight. He should have got the decision.
So what do you think?
Wow.
You think someone's whispering in their ear?
I don't know.
I'll say it. I do. I think someone's whispering in their ear.
Well, I definitely do. You know, I already think that stuff. But
I'll say it.
I just know it doesn't happen in the NFL. That's it. Every other sport I can't speak for. Can't. Because if that happened in the NFL, I'd be driving a lot nicer car right now.
So, okay, we're making predictions on these next fights. What do you guys think?
Well, each fight as it comes up. So if the Hardy DeCastro fight is the first fight, let's pick it. What do you think, Shane and Vince? What do you think about a guy like Greg Hardy, transitioning sports, obviously a high level athlete playing in the NFL, transitioning sports and getting, some people talk about a guy like that is getting opportunities that maybe other guys that paid their dues aren't getting because of the name recognition. Do you feel that way at all, or what do you think?
Yeah, it's similar to like the CM Punk type of situation. Obviously Greg Hardy's at a much higher level. He's beating really good guys, and competing with really good guys. So totally different level of athlete. Unfair to call Greg Hardy like the same thing as CM Punk.
Sure.
At first, as an MMA fighter, you get a little bit upset because it's like, man, I've been busting my ass off, like doing this sport and trying hard in this sport. But at the end of the day, you also have to realize that it's sports entertainment, and these guys are putting people in the seats, and that's how fighting has always been. It's been prize fighting, and there's no, that's just how it is. So I've come to accept it. If a guy like Greg Hardy brings in more viewers, he brings in the money. That's how this sport operates. So I can get as mad as I want, or I can just, try to just let my hands do the talking in the cage and get up there myself.
Yeah, 100%. It's all about putting asses in seats. But to the original question about
someone in the, I'm sorry, Shane. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, making the transition from the NFL to the UFC. I mean, he's definitely had his experience when it comes to conditioning, and he's definitely an athlete. So it makes sense. And I know a lot of guys in the NFL lot of guys hit me up in the DM saying that they use fight training as a way to cross train with their their cardio and their conditioning for NFL. So it makes sense.
Yeah, someone said in the chat. I mean, Brock Lesnar, and he had a pretty big impact on the sport.
Mhm.
Brought a lot of new fans to MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he came from wrestling, like an NCAA wrestler.
Yeah.
Of course, wrestling is, and they have. I mean, someone made a graph. It was a really cool graph where they showed the percentages of base martial arts that fighters come from, and they showed that wrestling far surpasses any Muay Thai, boxing, and Taekwondo and karate and all those. And it makes sense, especially for like teaching weight cutting, for just getting used to fighting in front of a crowd. And then just that raw aggression, and not to mention the wrestling itself that crosses over.
Yeah, and the skill set to determine where the fight takes place. Being able to either prevent takedowns or to get to land the takedowns, hold someone down, like it's I think the best starter program to enter MMA as. Like I wish I wrestled in high school.
Yeah, me too.
And they're just tough guys.
A good wrestler can nullify a good striker too. Khabib, Conor, great example.
So you would say you would agree that that's if you were to start today, if you said, okay, I'm going to start, that wrestling would be the base.
I'd say so, yeah. If I were coming in with the wrestling base, you just kind of have that leg up, because a lot of great fighters too, a lot of champions, especially at the lower weight classes, they all have some type of wrestling background.
Yeah.
The conditioning, the road work, the weight cutting, the competition that you experience through wrestling, for that I agree. And then also, like, I mean, there's still going to be trauma to the head, but not as much as you would as a boxer. Fighting as an amateur, you're gonna receive a lot more trauma to the head and may weaken your chin a little bit more. But yeah, I'd agree. I think you can cross train. I think while you're training your wrestling, if you're dabbling in Muay Thai or something like that, which I guess technically then we're talking about MMA. But if you're training MMA and have a stronger wrestling base, I still think that's going to be the best for MMA.
And I'd also argue too that it's easier to get your striking up from a level 0 to a level 6 or level 7 than it is to get your wrestling up from a 0 to a level 6 or 7.
That makes sense.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to upset a lot of wrestlers.
Oh, okay.
Vince,
it doesn't make sense. It makes no sense.
No, I think the learning curve for striking just takes way longer. I think before, like, you can learn how to throw punches, but it takes years for you to understand like timing and range. And yeah, at least that was for me. I mean, my striking's way better than my wrestling, but I just felt like I was way more natural with wrestling. And my argument is like, because as babies, we climb and grab and grapple in a way, but we don't like naturally throw strikes. We don't throw punches or kicks. And I think that is like
You haven't been in my house when my two kids go at it. There's a lot of striking involved. I don't know where they're getting it.
Elbows.
The 5-year-old is like just throwing hands left and right. And I have to like, enough, stop.
Let's go to the chat, because we got a couple people in here chiming in. Wrestling is more body mechanics. I'm not sure I could agree with that. Maybe biomechanics and like overall body awareness, because there's more being done. But again, like the timing, the coordination, and again, I'm not taking anything away from wrestling, but
I would raise you one up and say, still back on my argument, I would say that to be an effective MMA striker, level 7 is way easier to get up to, whereas to be an effective MMA wrestler is harder. At least that's what I feel.
But wouldn't that be because there's more competition? There's more wrestlers. Wrestling is more readily available because it's in high schools, and boxing or Muay Thai isn't?
No. What I'm saying is, like, my theory, like, you see a lot of heavyweights get knockouts. Doesn't necessarily mean they're great strikers. Even if you're a knockout artist at heavyweight, like, you could just be a big swinger and you land and you're heavier and you fall. I think that you can be a really good wrestler and then learn how to swing and hit people, just like Brock Lesnar did. And it's way easier to do that than it is for someone to be a really good striker and then be able to wrestle with Brock Lesnar.
I agree with you there. But now I'm going through it in my head and I'm wondering if that's exclusive to heavyweights. Does that still pertain to flyweights? Just because there's not as many knockouts, you can't get as much momentum behind your shots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, definitely at the lower weight classes too. I think you see more refined fighters, just in general. Overall, you look at the Cejudos, the Dominic Cruzes, TJ Dillashaw's. They can all wrestle. They can all do jiu-jitsu. They can all strike. They can box. They can kickbox. Like, you have to be able to do everything at the lower weight classes.
I think we're kind of. I think you hit the nail on the head there, because I think now, like, the conversation of like what base art do you start in, I think was a conversation that 10 years ago would.
Yeah, that was exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But these days, I think you just have to cross train everything. And of course, it's a balance. Like, I always think about it like an RPG game. Like, do I spend more time on my wrestling and my stats go up on my wrestling? Do I spend more time on my kicking, on my boxing? But I would still agree that you still, if you had to choose one, it should be wrestling. But then it's strategy and it's rock, paper, scissors. It depends who you're fighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of variables in the sport.
That's what I love.
Yeah, I'm going jiu-jitsu first. So I throw a whole new wrench in the whole debate here.
But don't you think a guy who's a really good wrestler, who's been wrestling all throughout high school, then goes to a jiu-jitsu class, don't you think he's going to pick it up a little bit better, a little bit quicker?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Than a jiu-jitsu practitioner that goes to learn wrestling?
No, I think there's a lot of wrestling incorporated into jiu-jitsu training. But a guy that's just done jiu-jitsu that tries to go into striking, I mean, look at Hoyce and even Hickson. Like, their strikes are not, they're not real beautiful looking. They're effective at times, but.
Well, that's why they could dominate. I mean, that's why Hoyce in UFC 1, I mean, if a guy like Hoyce Gracie competed today, he wouldn't be that dominant, because everybody's, like they said, they're so well-rounded.
Yeah.
Who do we like in this fight?
I got Hardy.
You got Hardy?
I got Hardy.
Oh, I'm going to Castro.
I'm also going to Castro.
I'm going to Castro if it gets out of the first 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Both these guys are very
Hardy's
similar.
last fight, I mean, he fought a decision 3 rounds. I mean, he lost, but he showed some grit and some heart. But
true.
I do
Against
agree.
A very seasoned.
A good fighter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So the first fight is about to start on the main card of UFC 249. I just added a link into the description of this video to where you can order on ESPN Plus. So check it out. Watch with us. Watch the fights. This is one that you want to pay for. This is one that's you don't want that stream interruption, trying to get the illegal streams through Reddit, and it keeps crapping out on you, because it's going to be a really good night of fights right here.
How upset is Bruce Buffer right now that the crowd's not going crazy?
Oh, he's so mad.
He's bringing the same energy. Give him credit.
He's getting flashbacks to like before he started doing this, when he was like trying out in his living room in front of
when him and Michael, his brother, when they were like, pass me the ketchup, and they were doing a ring announcer.
God, that's a big dude. 6'5", 265. Like, that's what I'm talking about right there, Dean.
If you were 6'5", you'd be in the NFL? Is that what you're saying?
Without question.
Okay.
You don't look convinced.
The best referee in the business now that Big John doesn't do it as much.
Yeah, Herb's the man.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about Herb Dean and Big John's reffing courses. Something I'd actually really like to look into and consider doing.
Ooh.
Get the best seat in the house.
Jeez, Hardy is huge.
Ooh,
He's a big dude.
jeez.
He's swinging for the fences to cash.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
he is.
Ooh.
Where are you guys at? I'm at 440 right now.
Me too.
All right.
Yeah, we should all be about the same. Good low kick.
All right, I'm 10 seconds behind you guys, but that's okay. I'll be checking on the chat, hanging with the underdogs. I wonder what Mario Yamasaki's course is like. Class 1. Learn this.
Ooh, big left hook.
Yeah, do you think DeCastro's strategy is take him out early, swing for the fences for, like Vince said, for 3 minutes straight?
I can't see him having great stamina, but yeah, call me.
Well, they both, I mean, he's had a 3-round decision. They've both gone 3, but obviously the majority of their fights have ended early.
Ooh, nice body shot.
I wonder if we're going to see more of these NFL to UFC or NFL to MMA crossovers now that Hardy's doing so well and getting, all this attention.
Well, yeah, I mean, you see him before, the guy that really, and he was pretty successful. He didn't make it big like Hardy is getting the attention, but Herschel Walker, remember Herschel Walker fought until he was in his 40s, and he was like an athlete, and he looked great, and he was winning fights.
Yeah, he was up there training at AKA up in San Jose.
Very smart for Hardy to be working the body. Obviously going to zap the gas tank, drag him into deep waters. And then
it seems like his hands are real low. Especially when he's throwing those leg kicks, his hands are real low.
Looks like DeCastro's really trying to time that overhand right to the left hook. I've seen him throw it multiple times.
Coming over top of the jab.
Yeah. See, there it is again. He's really just
right there.
looking for that overhand right.
Oh, good leg kick.
Oh, yeah, I just saw it 10 seconds later.
Do you want us to pause for you, Shane?
Yeah, I guess rather do it now than later.
Yeah. Just pause at one. Just pause it at 150.
All right, I'll let you know. I'm 10 seconds away right now.
150.
Or no, now I'm 10 seconds away. 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm paused.
Hey, Shane, you can just hop on my internet if you need to, bro. I mean.
Yeah, thank you for that TV mount, by the way.
Oh, yeah, no sweat, man.
It says up to 55 inches, and our TV's 56 inches. I'm sure we could probably still make it work. But
she told me 50.
Yeah, she estimated, and then we busted out the tape measure.
Oh,
good exchange.
Oh, big left hook.
Both guys.
Jeez.
Both guys landed there.
Oh, nice front kick.
I think Hardy got the better of him, though.
I think so,
head
too.
movement in there, too. Doing a good job controlling the center of the cage right now as well.
Yeah. I mean, I had DeCastro winning the round until that exchange.
Look, yeah. Rogan and Cormier are talking about Hardy's left leg. Look, it's beat up pretty good.
And he hasn't thrown that many low kicks.
They're both making investments. Hardy's working the body. DeCastro's working the leg. It's going to be interesting to see how this fight pans out, second and third, if it makes it that long. All right, everyone, look into the camera. We're going to do a shout out. Give a Graham. One more. Sweet. Hey, thanks, David. Thanks for tuning in, brother.
Good round.
Castro looks really relaxed.
He does.
They both look good. That's a close round.
It was a close one. Vince and Shane, what do you guys think about the conditioning of the legs and the fists? I mean, Hardy coming from a football background, moving into an MMA, he probably hasn't been doing this all his life, like somebody who's been doing it as long as like someone who's been doing it since they're 10 or 15.
I'll let you take that one first, Vince.
Yeah, well, I mean, certainly I think the leg kicks are going to hurt and they're going to add up. Those you get used to after training for years and years. So I think it's smart for DeCastro to go after the legs like that. Yeah, it's something you're not ready for until you actually get kicked in the leg, and you just need to get kicked over and over. And that's how you slowly build up that tolerance.
Yeah, they call it body tempering. It's, I often wonder too, like with a guy coming from football, there's so many knee injuries. So I wonder if he has ever tweaked it ever before, getting tackled or cutting a corner or something like that.
Oh, he's favoring that left leg big.
Yeah, man, that is changing colors. Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
And for those of you guys who are tuning in with us on live, we're at about 4:45 right now. If you want to sync up with us.
There you go.
Ooh.
I feel like Hardy should be using the jab more because it's got to have a pretty big reach advantage.
The only thing is, a lot of guys will practice countering a jab with a low kick. You got to step in with that lead leg. You got to get heavy on that lead leg, and that makes you susceptible for that low kick. So he might be a little wary of that. I'm waiting for him to change his stance once he does that.
I was just going to ask you, Shane, at what point as a coach would you have him switch his stance? He's got to throw an inside leg kick.
He's already starting to do it. As a coach, I mean, I would never – I wouldn't suggest it unless we've trained for that. He's going to do it because of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think you see Hardy not throwing the jab as much too, because DeCastro is really trying to just time that overhand right, and those land best when someone throws a jab.
See, he can use his reach, but I would be doing that. I'd be doing Superman punches, but I'd be doing that inside leg kicks. All right, maybe he's listening. And teeps. He threw a couple teeps early in the first round. But he's got the height, he's got the range.
Yeah, he threw a nice teep in the first round to the head.
Also, he could be faking more. I mean, if he fakes the jab, DeCastro throws the low kick, step back out of range and then counter, or eat it and sit down and just throw a heavy right hand.
I see someone asking for the timestamp. We're at 3 minutes flat right now.
Yeah.
Second round. I will say, though, for someone who is newer to the sport, Hardy looks like a vet in there. He's composed.
Yeah, for me, it was his last fight. I mean, in with a guy like Volkov going 3 rounds.
Yeah, Volkov is an absolute monster. I've got to see him train and spar a few times because sometimes he comes out here to Black House to work with Kenny Johnson, who's one of my wrestling coaches, and that dude is a monster. Not only is he huge, but his striking is it's crazy good. So for Hardy to last 3 rounds against him, it really says something.
Ed Browder in the chat. I forgot all about this. He said Hardy needs that inhaler. I forgot about that incident. In between rounds, what was it? After the second round?
Yeah.
Yeah, he learned his lesson about that.
Yeah, he cannot hit the inhaler in between rounds.
He also learned about illegal knees the hard way too.
Oh, that's right.
I don't think we're going to see any jiu-jitsu this fight, guys.
Sorry, Joe.
I'm starting to feel it's not going to happen.
Probably not going to see it the next fight either.
Who's next up?
Or the one after that.
Jeremy
one's Stephen-
Stevens in Qatar.
Oh,
Stevens didn't make weight, I heard.
Yeah, he was like 4.5 pounds over.
Joe, I think Enzo or Joey's in here now. They're under your name, but they said, "Hey, Dad." What's up, guys? Don't mention it,
Definitely
Mahmoud.
not as much action in this round.
No, this has been, I mean, Hardy hasn't done anything this round.
I think DeCastro's taking the round off. I think Hardy's
Yeah, but those leg kicks, the first 2 minutes, he started off both rounds more active.
I'm seeing more feints, more kicks from Hardy. Only 20 seconds left, though. I don't know if it's enough to steal the round. Looks like he's getting more comfortable, though.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to him.
Yeah. And Rogan's saying the same, right? He's agreeing with me, Dean. He's saying that DeCastro's taking the round off.
Well, you great minds think alike.
Just a couple Joes.
I heard him. That was actually slick. Hardy fades back, switches his stance, lifts his knee up, and it looks like DeCastro grazed the top of his foot or his toes. Could have broken a toe or broken his foot.
That actually is really smart because usually when people switch stances, the immediate thing to do is inside leg kick. Or at least that's what I tend to do. When someone switches to southpaw, I'll kick them right away.
I remember hearing that from Bazooka Joe Valtellini was talking about, it was right after Michael Chandler fought Primus and he lost from the calf kicks. And he was talking about ways to defend against it. And he's like, instead of just the traditional check lifting that 45 degrees, just bring it back until you meet your shin with the top of their foot. Make them pay for throwing those kicks.
I got this 1-1 going into this. Where are you guys at?
Yeah, same.
Oh,
Yeah, could be 1-1 probably. It's close.
I think they both think so too. They're both going for it here.
I just lost connection.
Someone said you should invite Wonderboy. Yeah, we're competing with Wonderboy. He's live as well. Wonderboy's the man. He's got a great channel.
I spent a lot of time watching his channel. It's a good channel.
He's the man. Love Wonderboy.
Where are you guys at right now, timing wise?
4:16.
4:16, yeah.
Tell me when it gets to 3:53 because I had to refresh. 3:53.
Gotcha. 10 seconds. And okay, 3:53. This message is held for review from one Tony Ferguson. Says, "I will destroy Shane. Should I hide it or show it?" I'm going to show it. Show it.
You'd think that Tony be getting ready for his fight. He's on air.
And Mo Flyboy Blanquito says, someone should accidentally set up a mirror conveniently placed behind them to where we can watch. Can't do it. I'm sorry. Not risk getting the channel shut down.
That's why I wore the glasses. Just, if you look hard enough.
Yeah, just zoom in on Joe's glasses.
40
See if I got
chest.
something a little. Dean's got those reflective jobs. I could probably, those would work better.
See it off them pearly whites. It's a shame he abandoned those low kicks. He must have.
Yeah, maybe he hurt his foot on that.
I'm thinking that's what happened. Chop into it with the shin.
That was his best weapon.
Yeah, I got Hardy taking this round and taking the fight.
Right now.
Yeah, we still got half a round left.
Good to the body. Oh, here's your jiu-jitsu.
Take it.
Punching the leg.
We call it throw and go with the kids.
Yo, this is the opposite of what Vince the Anomaly teaches, though. You got to get that hips in. He's going to get that up kick to the face if he's not careful.
Yeah, he's got to get his hips in more if he hangs out. Yeah. Luckily, DeCastro's a lot shorter. May not be able to reach up there, but
if he bridges up, though.
Yeah. Stand him up, Herb.
Well, but this
I think Hardy's definitely taking this round.
Yeah, for Hardy, there's no real sense of urgency to do anything other than this.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time I've seen a calf punch.
Yeah. I still remember Benson Henderson jabbing Nate Diaz's leg out from underneath him, punched him right in the quad.
I remember Benson Henderson fought with a toothpick in his mouth.
He forgot to spit it out.
He had it the whole fight.
Wait, seriously?
Seriously.
Yeah.
The whole fight. He had the toothpick in his mouth. Yeah.
Do you remember who it was against? I got to look that up.
You could just Google Benson Henderson toothpick.
He loves his toothpick. I hate toothpicks. They always dry my lips out.
I think he has one of the fights when he was a champ still.
Yeah.
What? He's like, it's my mouthpiece. It's all good.
He was doing the post-fight, and he still had it in the interview.
What? How am I just hearing that?
Brandon Thatch. Brandon Thatch is who he was fighting.
Wow. I got to look that up. That's hilarious.
And UFC Fight Night 60.
Did he probably like soaked it in water overnight so it was like all soft and malleable?
I'm sure Dana loved that.
Yeah. Better than an inhaler. All right, 10 seconds left on our clocks. I know the fight's already over live.
I think Hardy got it, 29-28.
Yep, same.
Yeah, I agree. Although, if the trend continues like the night's been going.
They'll give it to Cash.
Oh, yeah, look, right away.
No, he hurt his foot. He definitely hurt his foot.
He just said him. Yeah.
He broke his toe, yeah.
Steve Bruno. Ooh. Brandon Thatch in the chat. Yep. Thank you, guys. Justin said, is DeCastro giving up or is he drained? But you can see in the second round.
Yeah, right, he did. There. He hurt his toe right there.
Yeah.
That was the one.
Toe or foot.
He just couldn't throw it anymore.
Oof.
And being right-handed too, you just can't get that power if you can't push off on that foot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just the inability to throw leg kicks. It's your base, it's your footwork, it's your power.
$30-27
every round.
Greg Hardy takes the win unanimously. 30-27 every round.
Dude, I'm on fire today.
Nice, man.
He said he heard DC tell him to check the kicks.
It's good he's listening to the broadcaster, not his coaches.
But isn't that interesting to think about? Like, he probably wouldn't have been able to hear him.
No, that's what he said. He said, thank God there was no crowd because I heard DC tell me to check those kicks.
Whoa.
And now he's trying to get on the Rogan show. This guy is incredible.
DC is better than American Top Team now.
If I'm DC, I'm sending an invoice. Yo, where's my 5%? Hey Vince, did you see the Rosa and Mitchell fight?
Yes, amazing.
Did you see him? The twister he went. I thought he had that. I've never has a twister ever happened in UFC?
Yeah, I believe a couple of times, but it was crazy how fast he was entering into that position too. Like he got it to that point a few times, and one time he had it pretty much locked in. It was a testament to Charles Arosa's toughness there.
That was a really great jiu-jitsu match. I mean, those guys are really going for it because he transitioned from head and arm to the twister. I've never seen that transition like that.
Yeah, and his opponent is a black belt under Ricardo Laborio, who's an amazing coach. And to get a black belt under him, you got to be really legit. And Mitchell was just smoking him on the ground. So that dude he's very good.
Mitchell looked good, real smooth transition.
Oh, Adam just said Mitchell's last fight, he won by twister.
There you go.
Guys, if you're just tuning in, we do have a link in the description below if you want to order the UFC 249 pay-per-view. Click on that link and you can tune in and watch it with us. We're in between fights right now. Only one fight down. So we got, how many more do we have? 5?
We've got
4 more.
4 more?
4 more, yep.
Shane, what is your perfect street taco? Any recipes? Actually, Dean is the chef of the 4 of us, right?
I'm a budding chef, yeah.
You got any street taco recipes?
You know, I haven't really delved into the taco world. Tacos more like I just go to a good Mexican restaurant and get tacos.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna work on some Mexican dishes.
For the next stream, you have to bring some recipes with you.
Dean does have a very specific taco that he enjoys. That's no longer available.
You want to get me started on that? I have basically sworn off Taco Bell. I haven't gone since, when was that, Joe?
That was October.
Taco Bell discontinued the double-decker taco, and that was my favorite thing at Taco Bell. And so until they bring it back, I'm boycotting Taco Bell. And I feel like I'm really starting to build some momentum. I think they're listening finally.
Have you tweeted them yet?
No, I haven't tweeted them yet. They feel it. They feel that I haven't been there in a while.
Right.
So bring back the double-decker taco, okay?
Yeah, these two guys, these guys are fighters, man. They've never even had a double-decker taco.
I was going to say, I don't remember the last time I had Taco Bell, but I do because Taco Bell sponsored one of our videos. And it was when PJ and I did the 100 punch combo. And then the quesalupa, is that what they called it? It was like a quesadilla and a lupa mixed. Jumps into the frame. I bit into it and it was glorious. Ooh, Juan Solis says Taco Bell is not real tacos.
I agree with Juan.
Yeah, I agree too. Especially ever since moving to Southern California.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, out here, forget it.
Back in Philly, that's the only thing you guys got.
Yeah, for
We
real.
didn't have the Northeast. You don't have good. There's not Mexican food like they have out here.
Nah, there's a couple good places in Northern Liberties in the city. But no, you got Taco Bell's your only option. Or Carol Faison. My Mama Duke's making the home cooking. She made a good taco.
Can we invite Vince as an honorary guest for our Jersey Shore trip, Dean?
Yeah, the more the merrier, man.
Right, when is that? When the world opens up?
Yeah, when it opens up.
When civilization hits again.
I'm in. And we got Adam, who's also on the East Coast, but he's down in Virginia, and he says nothing good here. I remember when I was out there, I did a seminar there, and he was like, if you want anything good to eat, that's not just like a basic chain restaurant. You have to drive like 2 hours out of town. That's a sad place to live.
All right, so who we got on this next one? Who you guys going with?
Who was it, Stevens and Qatar?
Yeah.
I'm rocking with Stevens.
He's a pretty big dog. He's almost a 2-to-1 dog.
It's so funny how people will still quote Connor. Who the fuck is that guy? But there was like a chance where I almost became a Jeremy Stevens sparring partner to get him ready for Aldo when he was supposed to fight Aldo. I don't think that fight ever happened. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then once you start to think about that, when you're like, oh wait, I might actually have to spar Jeremy Stevens, you'll never quote Connor again.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
He's one guy where if you look at him punch, like he's putting everything into his punches.
Yeah. Yeah. I know he was right. Even in his response, he's like, Connor, you TKO people. I put people to sleep.
Hey Vince, what do you think about? I mean, the anticipation of the walk-up. Do you think that since there's not a crowd, it makes a humongous difference, or are the nerves still the same? Or does a crowd not having a crowd make a pretty big difference?
That's interesting. Me, since I'm on I'm fighting for LFA, which is a big organization, but not UFC level big.
Sure.
We don't have massive crowds, but certainly the crowd pumps you up. I think for these guys, it would affect them because they've been fighting for so long. They've been used to the crowds. It might be kind of weird, but at the same time, like usually if you do have nerves, it's for the fight itself. So I would say that the crowd doesn't mean much. Now, for someone like a Adesanya or someone like that who thrives off of that crowd energy, maybe that affects them a lot.
What, and just for you, because I know you obviously can't speak on these guys' behalf, but like, what are you experiencing as you're, are you nervous? Are you scared? Are you excited? What's going on in your head when you're walking into that cage?
Well, it's more of like a nervous energy. Like I used to get kind of nervous and anxious before fights, especially in the amateur levels when, you're just starting off, you have 4 or 5 fights. But now I've gotten to the point where, I'm pretty I'm going in pretty calm because for me, it's all about getting into the flow state. And I know I'm going to get into a fight. I thrive in a firefight. So I'm not really worried about anything getting crazy. It's kind of what I want in there. So for me, it's kind of just really calm. Like I do a little meditation thing for 10 minutes in the locker room, and I just try to make everything still. So walking out for me, it's not about getting hyped up. It's about just being really calm. And if there is any feeling of nervousness, I just tell myself in my head, oh, I'm energized. Like this is exciting, and that helps me a lot.
And what about in between rounds? Like, do you kind of recenter yourself in between rounds, or are you really taking? I always wonder if these guys are taking in the information that the coaches are giving them.
Yeah, that's something that's actually it's difficult to do. That's why it's very important to have coaches that you bond with well, that you understand with well, that you have great communication with, because you are going to miss a lot of what they're saying in the corner. Yeah. Now, if it's someone where you've drilled something over and over and you just have great communication, it's a lot easier to hear them, understand what they're saying, and go in and do it. One thing my coach, Adam Lerner, tells me too is like, he tries not to say too much in the middle of the round because it's almost like a information overload type of thing. Your body's in the scrap, and he wants me to be in a flow state. So he gives me a few things to do, and that's really it. But it is tough to kind of listen to them and then try to implement everything.
All right, guys, who you got? We got a couple people saying Stevens for sure tonight. Qatar will drop Stevens.
I'm on Stevens, but he is a little bit of a dog.
Qatar has great boxing.
Yeah, I've got Qatar. I've got a good stand-up battle, a good boxing fight. I think he takes the decision.
Yeah, I like Qatar too. Also, since looks like he had some cupping done.
He got attacked by an octopus.
I had to refresh again, so let me know when the fight starts. So I'm gonna have to catch up, or let you guys catch up.
Oh, it's pretty split in the comments. Stevens first round, Qatar by TKO round 2. Qatar looks handsome.
Qatar looked good against Zabit as well.
Yeah, he did.
And Zabit's a monster, so.
Here you go. Ed says, I wonder if Stevens has an advantage or disadvantage for missing weight. Yeah, I wonder if it was a tough weight cut. Or if for any reason that was by choice, but I doubt that.
That's what Rogan was just talking about, the Zabit fight. Now, he was hunting him down. And nobody does that.
Yeah, this is why it's a great matchup, because they both have that killer mentality. A lot of guys, I mean, obviously everyone does in the UFC, but these two guys especially, they're hunters.
Joe, you said Stevens is the underdog in this?
Yes. Yeah, he's like plus 180. So 100 wins you 180. So it's almost 2-1.
It just feels like he's been around forever.
Which, as comparison, I mean, Dominic Cruz is like plus 170. So he's a bigger dog than Cruz. By a little bit.
KO in the first, Stevens guarantee. This is Steve Sherlock.
I hope Steve's right.
No shit, Sherlock. Joe, boom.
Oh, wow. You know what? It just took me a sec.
5th most fight time in UFC history. Who has the most fight time in UFC history? Do we know off the top of our head?
No.
Most fight time. I mean, I'd go Cerrone, man. He's fought a million fights.
Like,
Maybe a Cerrone or a GSP. A lot of his fights went the distance.
A lot of his fights
A lot
would
of
have been
title
decisions.
fights.
yeah,
Title 5 rounds.
Title fights.
I'm gonna look it up. GSP is a good guess.
Mighty Mouse?
Yeah. Oh,
Frankie.
Frankie. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Picks you apart with the boxing. Drags you into deep waters.
Someone's asking who has the most fight time between the 4 of us. I'm going to go with Vince on this one. I don't know. Shane?
I'm going to go Dean, actually.
Professional, you got. I've had a lot of like non-professional ones.
Oh, yeah? I'll have to get into those one of these days.
A different life.
500-0 on the streets.
We're gonna go and do the tour of where Dean fought at the Jersey Shore.
Which shore point are we going to?
Belmar, Point Pleasant.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I mean, we could hit if you want. I mean, I want Joe to experience. Like, we could go to like Long Beach Island, but that to me is not.
I've never been to LBI.
It's nice. It's really nice, but it's not like you'd go there if you watch the show Jersey Shore. You'd be like, wait, what? This wasn't what I was thinking.
Oh, is that Jersey Shore? Is that where it takes place?
Jersey Shore takes place on the Jersey Shore, Shane. Yeah.
So definitely.
That makes sense, though.
It definitely takes place on the Jersey.
In New Jersey?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying Long Beach Island.
Long Beach Island's in New Jersey, yeah.
All right, let me know when it gets to 456, guys.
Never mind.
456, Shane.
The fight's all right. I'll let you know. It's starting.
It's about to start now.
Gloves. Go ahead, 456. Oh my God. Steven just throws everything. He hasn't even thrown yet, but you can see
He
him.
just looks like, right? He just looks like he's loading up.
He just
just
throws
look at
from
his
the hips.
hair.
He throws from the hips and makes this face like he's trying to like take out a bull. Qatar looks calm. Oh my God.
This thing, he's got to get through this initial.
Weather the storm.
Yep.
Ooh. He's coming out hot.
Everything has bad intentions.
Ed, remind me, where did we train? Brownie, what's up, Brownie? Says Jeremy is my spirit animal.
Ooh, good kick.
Jeremy is like the Just Bleed guy's favorite fighter.
Oh yeah, Charlotte. Hope you've been well, Ed. Thanks for tuning in.
He just passed Diego Sanchez for fourth most octagon time.
Did we get the answer to that question?
Yeah, Frankie Edgar.
I believe a couple of people in here had guessed it was Diego.
Dillashaw's got to be up there too, no?
Yeah, you're right.
I want to find the whole list. I like the GSP pick too. BJ could be up there.
True.
He's had a ton of fights.
Oh, that was a clean check there.
John Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the inside of Qatar's right leg already.
Yeah, dude.
And that's the rear leg.
He's switching a little bit too, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's checking those.
Ooh, that was a nasty check.
That was the second one in a row.
These are those close rounds too where you're probably going to end up giving it to who the aggressor is.
Fresh Vocal says, Shane, spice it up. And then earlier, people were asking me to twerk. Not going to happen.
Every time we go out, you twerk. Why wouldn't you do it now?
Yeah. Ooh, good luck.
That's how they're asking Joe to twerk.
I've got video on my phone. I could put it right up against the camera.
You guys
I'll do it after this fight.
No.
Go ahead, Joe.
This is my debut, man. I don't need that out there.
Nice combination.
Stevens, speaking of Jersey Shore, Stevens kind of looks like a Jersey Shore guy with the tan on his hats.
Very aesthetic. Bronze in color.
Do you think he got a spray tan before the fight?
One guy got cuffed, the other guy got a spray tan. Ooh.
He's pouring it on Qatar.
Mm-hmm.
Qatar looks calm.
He does look calm.
He doesn't look hurt.
It's almost like he's trying to figure it out, trying to like.
Ooh! There you go.
Straight.
He figured it out. Wow, they are throwing.
Jeez.
More kicks. Qatar needs to throw. Just mix it up with more kicks.
Yeah. He hurt him with that right.
And we popped his head back.
Now he's pressing.
Stevens looks like he might be fading a little bit, breathing a little heavy.
Oh, why did it take that?
Nice. Catch the kick.
Oh,
Body shots.
huge body shot.
Oh,
God, this looks like a bar fight.
Man. All right, checking the chat. We got Dr. Stinky Pinky saying Madrid looks cut. How much you bench, bro?
show him your Tiger King tattoo.
Oh, jeez.
Show him the Tiger King. Joe really likes Joe Exotic, and he got a tiger tattoo.
Is that
Come on,
right?
Joe. Don't be shy, Joe.
Stop.
Come on.
160. I think I could get 160 up. Definitely.
Who won that round?
I gave that to Stevens just for aggression and damage.
Yeah, I gave it Stevens.
More output. But man,
God, that was a huge
shot.
That was a huge punch, Dean.
Huge.
Oy.
He rolled away just in time too, where it didn't. He took a bunch of damage from that, but it could have been worse.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to see what are these guys saying? Jeremy takes round 1. Qatar TKO round 2. All right.
Sensei Rio says, Shane and Vince, you guys are awesome. Love your videos. You guys are an inspiration to me and my team. Thank you for everything. Os, thank you, Sensei.
Thanks, man.
And Fresh Vocal says, I'm joining the Fight Tips family soon. Joining fighttips.com. Yes, guys, check it out. We got a new course coming next week as well. Fighting Foundations. And Vince's MMA IQ roadmap is officially entirely on there now. It's going to take you a while to get through it, but it's some incredible content on there. You guys are going to love it. And Ryan Morris says, I want to hear Blandino say Dez caught it. I don't know what that means.
What does he want? Dez caught it?
He wants to hear you say Dez caught it.
Ryan, Dez caught it. It was all a scam. I can finally admit it to you.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Must be one of them NHL jokes.
Oh, jeez.
You know, it's a fun segment. We should just ask Shane NFL trivia.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be
so
fun.
good. That would be good.
And I have to answer.
Ooh.
His right hand.
Never mind, though. Stevens is not fading at all. Take it back.
It keeps refreshing my page. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh, another
That's 'cause I was-
clean check, though. That right leg of Stevens is made of steel, man.
Oh, he's just got good
Oh, he's
boxing.
getting-
Ooh,
Good
nice
boxing.
uppercut.
Look at the combinations.
Here we go. Weathered the storm. Now he's starting to turn it on, Qatar. So he's got him up against the cage.
Oh, yeah.
Nice angle and
He's got
off.
to get out. He's got to
Yeah, that was
underhooks.
beautiful.
Nice elbow.
Ooh, nice elbow.
Let me know when it hits 223, Shane. I had to reset again. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, you got 10 seconds. All right, you can hit it.
Oh!
I looked away.
Ooh.
Stevens is on the ground. It's over.
It's over. It's over. That was
Our
a
finish
right
is on.
hand on the button.
Wow.
This dude, oh, man.
I was reading a comment.
Oh,
that said, when
dude.
Stevens KOs him, you all have to stand up. And then I looked up and Stevens was on his back. Oh, he's bleeding bad.
Good blood.
Ooh.
He cut him with a
No, and
punch.
he got caught too. I mean,
He looks like his nose is broken, for sure.
his nose is definitely broken. But Stevens got
His right in his forehead, like side of his forehead.
That had to be on the, the follow-up because the right hand caught him right on the chin.
That's a bad cut. Did he follow up with elbows? I missed it. I didn't see much. Oh, it was in. Oh, it was an elbow initially.
Oh, wow.
Wow, dude.
Right in the nose.
Wow,
The
that is.
cut came from the follow-up. That was an elbow. That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a
No, the
straight
follow-up.
right.
Oh, there it was. No, he missed both of them.
Oh,
there it
another
is.
elbow.
Yeah, the
that
elbow,
elbow?
the left elbow.
It's open now, yeah. Wow. That was excellent, man. Nothing like a nice, clean, long elbow to beat a punch, too.
In real time, it looked like a punch.
Yeah, I thought it was a punch too. Wow, what an amazing finish.
Wow.
Making a statement.
Yeah, I'll say. Man. Good fight. Great fight. Great finish.
That was a fun one. A lot of people were looking forward to that fight.
A couple of people asking about how they can watch. Sorry, guys, we don't have any illegal free streams, but I do have a link in the description. I just posted in the chat. Can't stream it unless you want Fight Tips to be shut down. Sorry, Greg. Yeah, it was the elbow. It was that follow-up elbow.
The left elbow, the follow-up. Yeah, cut him.
Yeah, Stevens was stepping in, jab cross, and in between, Qatar split him.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Right elbow, sat him down, and then followed up with a left elbow. Cut him right over top of the head. Deep cut. Wow. What's up, El Godini?
That was a good scrap. You get two guys with that same type of mentality. It's always going to be a good fight. It's never not like that.
Or camouflage practice.
Man, that's a deep cut. But yeah, look, Qatar's dripping. You guys know where Qatar trains out of?
Not off the top of my head, I should look that up.
He's from Boston.
Because he's got some excellent striking.
Yeah, he's very crisp and he's very present. Not getting. He never once looked afraid of Jeremy Stevens, which some people tend to be.
Yeah.
When you fight someone who swings that big.
It says on Sherdog, it says Carlos Nato, BJJ, and then Team Stidodon. Oh no.
In Boston?
He's from Boston. I know that. He's from Massachusetts.
Oh, wait, say it again. Sigyong Tong?
Carlos Nato, BJJ, and then Team, I think it's Stidodon.
Sigyong Tong. So does he train with Mark Delagrati? That would make sense. Delagrati Karate.
Maybe that's it.
Ed says Lausanne MMA.
Someone's
team.
saying Lozon. Yeah.
Lozon's from Boston too.
Lausanne had good elbows too. I wasn't paying attention in between rounds to see who was in his corner. Yeah, a couple of people saying Lausanne.
Good fight.
I'm not sure, guys. If a couple of people asking, do you need ESPN Plus in addition to getting the pay-per-view?
I don't think so. I think you can buy the pay-per-view separately. To get ESPN Plus, you have to watch the fights before the main event.
Yeah, I had to order both, but that was just because we tuned in and we were watching the prelims too. But
I think you might have to get both.
yeah, we got a couple people saying you need both. How much is it? I paid $4.99 for ESPN Plus for the month, and then $64.99 for the pay-per-view.
Okay, I guess you do need that. Yeah.
I'll put the link right there. You'll be supporting me. That's like a custom link there. I don't really do the affiliate code thing, but we got Sean Clements saying, "Oh my God, it's Dean Blandino." Oh my God.
What's up,
Are
Sean?
you the real Dean
Are
Landino?
you the real Dean Landino though?
You know he's got a new nickname. It's Quarantine. He loves quarantining, bro.
I don't like to go out that much. I'm good.
Hey Dean, is there any talk of utilizing replay in MMA? And how
They are using it. There's limited use. With the unified rules, there's limited use of replay they can use in certain situations.
But it's only for the end of the round, right?
Yeah. But it's interesting. Like, think about like what would be a good use of replay, like for MMA. Like, obviously, if there was something like, say the Cerrone, like that, if we had seen after the round that clearly was an eye poke, how would you feel, Vince, if that was the case, and then they could take a point away after the round because they saw by replay that it clearly was an eye poke? Would you be good with that, or?
It's so tough to say, because even then, usually with just one eye poke, you get a warning, right? It's not immediately a point taken away. So if it's really bad, again, it comes down to this whole subjectivity thing. Like, would the ref have actually taken a point for that? Or maybe the fight gets affected so badly from that one eye poke that, maybe in hindsight, we should have taken a point. I don't know. Those are things that are just almost too hard to call.
I know. And I don't think, to me, the sport doesn't lend itself to stopping in the middle of a round to look at something. There's just too much. You're affecting too much. It would have to be done after the round.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, if the ref didn't see it, it's tough to, after the fact, take a point, or even if it's like, a warning now, give you a warning after the round.
Mm-hmm. And it could be something similar like in boxing, where they see like, if a headbutt caused a cut, as opposed to a punch, those are different. But again, it's still different with what's going on here.
Ten more classic martial arts movies. Shane, what's your favorite martial arts movie of all time?
I think Big Brawl. It's an older Jackie Chan movie, if I had to pick.
Before he became like mainstream?
Yeah.
I don't see that one.
It's not as like Jackie Chan as the other ones. It's definitely more humor, but it's a cool plot where he has to fight like all these different bosses throughout. So it has like almost like a video game feel to it. And then Kickboxer, of course, Van Damme's Kickboxer was like a huge.
Bloodsport was on the other day.
Nah, Kickboxer is way better than Bloodsport. The choreography.
Both.
There's so many, from what I remember, there's so many like punches and kicks in Bloodsport that obviously don't land. They just like didn't stack correctly.
You're saying the Kumite is not is?
Like Frank Dukes is as legit as they come. Frank Dukes would beat Khabib, GSP, and Conor all at the same time.
Exactly.
So Fresh Focus wants to know what's your favorite martial art and why?
Say again?
What's your favorite martial art and why?
I think Muay Thai personally will always have like a special spot in my heart. Just because like the time in my life where it was introduced to me, it helped me get through a lot of trouble points in my life. But I just have such a fascination with boxing, and I feel like boxing just made something click with my striking altogether.
What about you, Vince?
Does MMA count? I grew up in that era where I got into training like almost everything at once, not starting off in one.
So you started with everything.
Yeah, like I was training jiu-jitsu, or I started training Muay Thai just for fun, and then jiu-jitsu just for fun, and then I was like, hey, might as well just start fighting. And next thing you know, here I am. So it's like I kind of just like everything at once. But if I were to pick one of those, I would say boxing as well. I love just throwing hands in there, so it's my favorite right now for sure.
Got Vince's pops in here. He said 5 Fingers of Death, 1970. Who's in that? I'm not familiar with it.
5 Fingers of Death.
What's
Is
up,
that
Dad?
like a Chuck Norris?
Hi. What's up? You want to come say hi to everyone? Come on, you look great.
No.
Come say hi to everyone.
No, it's okay.
Come on, let's cheer for
You just put
Marie.
the pressure
Marie.
on.
Hi, Marie.
Come on, Marie, get in here.
Go, it's super relaxed. Everyone's cool. Everyone in the chat wants to see you too.
I don't think anybody wants to see me.
With no girls,
Marie.
I just took Sully for a walk and I was like, I could hear people cheering for the fights. Whatever was on like maybe 10 minutes ago, I heard like a
The
big,
Yeah, the knockout.
Jeremy Stevens got caught with an elbow.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Thank you for taking Sully for a walk. Where's he
Yeah, on the front.
at? He should make a guest appearance too.
Well.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Cool.
Good to see you guys. Have fun.
Yeah.
Bye, Marie.
See you later.
Bye.
Are they inducting him into the Hall of Fame? Is that
Yeah,
like
I was
a-
wondering what's going on.
No, I'm okay.
No, I think they're promoting his next fight.
I met him at immigration when I went to Montreal. He was in line, and it just happened that our lines crossed, and I saw him, and I said, "What's up?" So that's my GSP story.
Go on. Can you tell it one more time?
I said, "What's up?" He said, "What's up?" as we crossed each other in the line at immigration at Montreal.
Wow.
It was
That's a
magical.
really good story.
Magical.
Did he ask you about the Dez catch?
No, it was before that.
Oh,
Should have asked him about the aliens.
Yeah, right. Was he the most complete fighter ever, or does John Jones? Who's the most complete fighter?
Man.
I think John Jones, but I know,
What do you know?
I know others in this realm of people may not agree with me.
Yeah, GSP or Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse.
And you know what, I love Cejudo. Like, I don't even think he's reached his final form yet, but his evolution as a fighter was fascinating to watch. Is fascinating. But I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "What, dude? You can't compare GSP to Cejudo."
Well, that was still. I mean, that Mighty Mouse fight was such a close fight.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was. It was. Is that right? Ed says Cejudo is saying he wants to go back on Team USA and get another gold at the Olympics.
He did say that. Yeah, I saw that today. He says, I think I could go back and get another gold medal. See, Alex Joseph's with me. He thinks Cruz is going to win. I'm taking Cruz.
Well, if Cejudo beats Cruz, does that put him on the level of GSP? Is that
I think
the
if he
matchup?
beats Cruz, it does. And people will say, "Oh, it's an old Cruz," but Cruz presents such a weird stylistic matchup for anyone that to go in there and beat Cruz means something still.
Well, and that was interesting because Cejudo said it himself that he's legacy hunting right now. Like he's trying and he's looking because he was supposed to fight Aldo, and that's obviously not the same Jose Aldo from 6-7 years ago. But when you think about like 10 years after Cejudo retires, if you see names like Aldo and Cruz on his list of wins, that has to mean something.
Yeah, very good point. Absolutely.
Yeah. If GSP made a
I think
comeback.
that's why.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I know I was going to say how John Jones, whether you like him or not, the names that he did beat and is continuing to beat has been
impressive. Who's who?
And has Jones ever been in big trouble? I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, the first Gustafson fight, the Ray's fight.
The last fight was. I thought he lost personally.
We were saying like they rescored the fight, and those judges thought that Ray's won.
Sensei Rio says, if GSP made a comeback and fought Khabib, who would win and why?
I don't see anyone beating Khabib. Ferguson maybe, but
GSP
relentless.
GSP in his prime, I would say. Khabib is he's just a different. It's crazy when he gets his hands on someone. It's just like.
It's interesting though, like the way that Joe phrased it is GSP the most complete fighter. I would say he's, we didn't mention Khabib when we talk about a complete fighter. So I would say GSP's kicks would be a huge factor in that fight. Definitely has better kicks than Khabib, obviously.
But Khabib's striking is underrated, I think, because his wrestling is so good.
I think his style of striking lends itself so well to how he fights, because he's not one that's going to stand up and pick you apart, but he's one that's going to hurt you with strikes enough to get in tight and get you down
Set
too.
up, yeah.
But Matt Serra's the GOAT though, right?
MMA
Matt Serra, Long Island, man. You kidding me? Thorpe Park? Yeah, absolutely.
Someone said, Vince, why do you have to ruin your hair, man? It's quarantine. Why not?
Dude, I love it. I think it looks great on you.
Speaking of dyeing hair, since you seem to be an expert, I mean, look at Dean's hair. Do you think he dyes that? The guy's he's in his late 40s. He's telling me he never dyes his hair. Not a trace of gray.
I do not dye my hair.
Do you dye the facial hair?
So here's a couple of tips, some TV tips that you can use, Shane, since you guys are on a lot of YouTube and stuff. Is you can just use a little bit of mascara on. If you have a little gray hair, just a little bit of mascara cleans it right up. You're good.
Dang, pro tip.
Does Sharpie work if I don't have mascara?
Yeah, I guess a Sharpie could
Let
work.
the record. I think Vince is agreeing with me, Dean. You dye, bro.
I'm telling you, I would be the first one to tell you if I dyed my hair. I don't. Just because you do, and you're what, 8 years younger?
I don't dye my hair. I don't look at all the gray I've got. I don't dye my hair. I have so much gray.
You don't use a gradual shampoo that every time you use it. So that's what you're saying. You don't use that.
Plead the fifth, bro. I plead the fifth on that one. But I do not dye it like you do.
I don't dye it. Your brother just cut my hair. You could ask him.
When you trim it, is it like silver in the middle? It's like coated black at the center of the hair follicles. Anyway, we got Alpha Tesla saying, are you excited for Cody Garbrandt's return in June? Who's Cody fighting? You guys know? I do like Cody.
Not TJ Dillashaw, that's for sure.
Cody's fighting.
Sumko? Actually, not familiar.
I don't know who he's fighting.
Oh, he's fighting Sunso.
Sunso.
That's a great fight. That's a really good fight. Sunso's so underrated because he's not really like a highlight type of guy, but he's just solid all around. But Cody definitely needs a win. He's coming off of a bunch of losses.
Yeah.
This is an interesting fight. I feel like this fight could either end right away, or since both guys have such power, they both kind of be tentative a little bit, and we could end up with a decision.
It's funny. I didn't say who the tweet was from, but they just said the complete opposite of what you said. No way this goes the distance.
No, I think it could end right away. But again, I remember the Ngannou Derek Lewis fight, what everybody thought was going to be a minute, and it was one of the worst fights because they were both they
Ever.
both knew that it could end at any moment, and they were so tentative.
Well, in the last fight, this guy, I mean, he went to 10 seconds the final round and knocked him out.
With Overeem.
Yeah.
I was there live for the Derek Lewis fight, and by the time the third round came around, everyone had pulled out their cell phone and was waving it like a lighter.
Yeah.
Like
It was brutal.
like
It
they were
was
playing a
absolute.
slow song.
But Ngannou against Overeem, that knockout, that left hook, oh my God.
Yeah. JHFP everything says, hey, Fight Tips, could you greet my mom for a happy Mother's Day I'm gonna show her for my surprise. Yes. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Hope it's a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna send that to my mom. So, Mom, look, I got this guy.
I got you. I got all four of you guys. Save you
Is
some
that the
money.
Fight Tips guy?
My mom's gonna be like, that's the guy that doubled your score on fight camp. Made you lose sleep.
Jared's looking for a link. We don't have a free link. Unfortunately, you got to pay up. But I just threw it in the chat, and it's down in the description as well.
All right, who do you guys got in this one? This one I'm excited about. This was my biggest.
Dude, how
What do
could
we
you
call it? What do we call it, Dean? Sports gaming. This is my biggest sports gaming play. Yeah. Ngannou was my pick of the whole thing.
It's hard to bet against Ngannou. But I'm gone. I'm gonna say Rosenstrike. Takes him later on into the fight, and just tries to pick him apart.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, Ngannou went 5 rounds with Stipe.
Oh, that's right.
Who do you got, Vince?
I think Ngannou Rosenstrike's got so much experience in kickboxing too. But I think Ngannou is just a little bit younger, at least in the sport and fighting overall. And I think he's really hungry for that. He's been there, and I just think he gets it done. But this is one of those fights where a knockout could happen in any second. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets knocked out too.
I'll tell you what, Rosenstruck, it's amazing how quick he is. He's very explosive for his size.
He does keep his chin up, though.
And he keeps his hands low, especially when he throws kicks.
What were the odds on this one?
I'll tell you right now.
Is Ngannou a favorite?
Nagano's definitely a favorite, pretty big favorite. I think he's like minus 250. So you got to bet 250. Yeah, you got to bet 250 to win 100. That's a pretty big.
Dude, he's in
pretty big number.
Shape.
You know, it's weird. When I look in the mirror, that's exactly what I see. My 160 bench.
That's what I see too.
You'd make a lot of money selling that mirror, Joe. And forget that other thing, that workout mirror that they have where people, which by the way is the spookiest thing ever, because I'd have that thing and in the middle of the night, I think people were going to show up on it.
He's got Ngannou sitting there 4 a.m. staring at you.
I wanted to do a workout.
There you go. So +2. So he's 2-1. He's a 2-1 dog.
Yeah, I think I got to go Ngannou here, but either guy could end this fight.
I can see going either way on this one, but to me,
it's not a Derek Lewis fight.
Who wants it more right now, you think? Like, who's got more on the line?
Well, I think Ngannou does.
Yeah.
If you're the favorite, you technically are expected to win, especially 2.5 to 1 clip.
And Dana definitely wants
he's obviously in the mix for the champion, but Rosenstruck's undefeated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's 10-0.
Yeah.
But he would have lost that last fight if he didn't land that punch.
He was losing against Overeem, and then he knocked him out at the end.
Overeem's a great striker, though.
Yeah. They both of these guys have beat Overeem and Arlovsky.
Yep. Both of them have glass jaws at this
Remember him back? But Andre Arlovski, when he was at his best, was like people thought he was a monster.
He was a monster.
Was unbelievable.
I used to love Arlovski. I went to him and Paul Buonatello fight. I went to that one.
Paul Buonatello was
Buonatello
a
knocked
good
him out.
fighter.
Dude, I love. Oh,
He was a
Oh!
good. Are
You're ahead of us.
Joe?
Nothing exciting happened yet.
Joe, stop.
Oh, God damn. Joe.
Ooh.
Joe, you can't do that.
what?
Oh, wow.
Wow. Spoiler.
Oh my!
Just
He
finished
caught.
it. What was
The
that?
fight could end at any
Was
second.
that under 10 seconds?
And that was like 12, maybe.
I gotta rewind that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna mess up the I'm gonna mess up the
You're
time.
you're the guy that we've been trying to let catch up all night.
It
and
keeps
then you-
restarting, Dean. I don't know.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Well,
Dude.
damn.
My
You know what?
God.
You know what though? Without the crowd, these knockouts, and when it's that brutal, it feels more brutal. Does that make sense?
You could
Yeah.
hear the
It's
punches.
just sad.
Like it's like a sad, like you feel bad. Like not that you feel great about it, but with the crowd, it's like everybody's hyped. And without the crowd, it's like it's a different feeling.
It's like a street fight. It's like
Yeah.
you're more concerned about the guy because you're not feeling
Exactly.
the energy in the crowd. Feeling out, a couple jabs,
Dang.
inside leg kick from Rosenstrike. Ngannou pressures, jabs low, right hand, some wild swings.
Just the left hand, just out from left field.
But as Rosenstrike fades back, Chin's he's looking right up at the sky.
Yeah, chin up.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's a
jeez.
bad habit.
What's got more power, Krokop's
Oh.
left kick or that left hand?
You mean like?
Oh,
You mean like?
Krokop,
Oh my God! Like
stop.
yeah,
My
he caught
God.
Ngannou with a shot, but man,
My favorite Krokop line was what he used to say: right foot hospital, left foot graveyard.
yeah.
Graveyard.
Yeah. And they showed Cormier's reaction.
Hello, Luther.
I couldn't find a shirt. Hi.
What's up, Luca?
Oh, what's up,
Oh.
Luke? What's up, buddy? Sorry, we were watching the TV.
Did you see that knockout?
Yeah.
How you doing, man? You still working on your boxing at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Luca's got a good right hand, just like his dad.
He's got way better kicks.
I remember. It's really good kicks. Juan Sala said, dude woke up and said, when do we start?
Jeez.
Man.
You know what? We might only have one fight left now. This has gone quick. And I don't know if they're moving it. Oh, no, we got, two.
Two left. Two more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
two.
Co-main and the main.
Cejudo and then the main.
Dang, dude. That dude is out.
Wow.
See, keep your stuff.
Another highlight reel finish for him, though. Jeez Louise.
Okay.
It's weird. When I look at him, I can't help but see Joe.
He is,
From like the neck down.
they do have the same build.
Definitely. Same left hook. Same left hook too, Dean. If you ever get back in the gym, I'm gonna give you one of those.
That's fine.
Ooh.
Dude. That was pretty vicious.
Yikes.
Dan Mergliotta's face like, please don't hit me.
And he's a big dude too, Dan Mergliotta.
He's huge. Did you see that clip of Ngannou picking up Shaq? And Shaq
Oh,
saying
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the first time,
Like,
it's the first time I've ever been picked up before.
Yeah.
You think DC could beat him?
I don't think anymore he could.
I'm a big fan of DC. He's an
I
intelligent
mean,
fighter.
Yeah, like he could use his wrestling and just get him into a later rounds, but God, one punch.
That's a scary dude.
I love DC. I could say he's probably my favorite fighter, but I don't think this dude's a beast.
No, I mean, I think he could. I think he could beat him. I think Ngannou could beat any human on the planet. You know, it depends on the night. It depends on timing.
I gotta say that watching that replay, that's not Fight Tips form. You know, but it worked.
Right,
It's effective.
I want to see that video next week, Shane. I want to see this.
How to fight like Ngannou.
Yeah.
How to.
Between Ngannou and Wilder, who do y'all think would win? Josh Montana.
Ooh.
It wouldn't. I'll tell you what. It wouldn't last very long.
Wow.
Just that overhand right.
Jeez.
Man.
His hands are like
What do you think
lunch
happens
boxes,
against?
too.
What do you think happens with him and Stipe at this point? They go at it again.
Yeah, I'm interested to see.
It's got to happen now, right? Like who else is there?
Well, they're waiting on to see if Stipe and DC are going to fight again, right?
Yeah.
That's what DC wants.
It's probably what Stipe wants too. After that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like that we're seeing a lot of kicks from Cejudo in the locker room. Ooh, and then accidentally just kicked a shin from Cruz. Ooh, I just got a little nervous. I just got a butterfly or two.
Yeah, I think the key for Cejudo is to not chase. Anyone who chases Cruz usually ends up losing. He's a very difficult opponent to fight.
Got a question here from Fresh Vocals. Says, what's the best way to hold your focus? I would say it's something just like anything else. You need to work daily. You know, if you don't use it, you lose it. That's the case for muscle, and that's the case for your focus too. So meditation, focusing on 5 different senses. That's one that I like doing when I meditate. I'll take 20 or so breaths to focus on all the sounds that I hear, 20 breaths to focus on smells, taste, vision, feeling.
I like that.
You got to work it.
I think if you're training your focus for fighting too, you need to get those sparring rounds in, because people tend to lose focus and start getting afraid and stuff when they see the punches flying hard. So unless you haven't gotten used to that yet, you gotta put time in sparring.
Got to get comfortable being in uncomfortable situations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know some guys at our gym who they fight, but they don't spar, and I think that's the silliest thing I've ever seen. I don't even know how your timing's completely off. And
what's the reason for not sparring?
Injury. I would assume injury. Scared of getting injured.
Like, jokes aside, encourage them to sign up for Fight Tips. I really think that the isolation sparring drills that we do on there would be super beneficial. They're much safer. It's a great way to keep the eyes sharp, to work your targeting, your distance. And it's just different ways of like just limiting the weapons in your arsenal that you can use, so you don't get overwhelmed, so you don't accidentally collide heads, you don't accidentally knock each other out. Whew, that is a scary finish right there from Anthony. Chopping into him. You guys heard about that, right? Anthony Smith,
Home
the guy who
home
broke his house.
invasion? I
Yeah.
read about that. He said the guy took everything he fought the guy for like a half hour, some ridiculous, and the guy took everything.
Well, I think he said it was about 7 minutes that it took for the cops to get there, but he said it was hands down the hardest fight of his life. And this is a guy who fought John Jones, who's fought the trained killers, right? The best fighters in the world. Dude, if you haven't watched the interview that he did with Ariel, oh my God, it's nuts. It's about 30 minutes long, but you watch the whole thing. He talks about, like he gets woken up by his wife, who hears screaming like right downstairs in the living room. Goes down, there's a guy standing there, and he's like, I just run through him, and I take him down, and I'm on top of him, and I'm beating him, and I'm screaming at him at the same time, trying to figure out who he is and asking him if he's got a weapon on him. He says yes. Are you alone? He says no. He starts screaming for Luke, and he's like, and I'm trying to like make sure that I'm just fighting this guy. But he said like it was like for 5 minutes straight, he was giving him everything he had. He was on top of him, just ground and pound him, smashing him with elbows, and the guy just kept fighting. At one point, his wife came in and started like fighting with him, and she's grabbing the guy's legs, trying to pin him down, and he's like, don't kick my wife. And the guy looks up at him, just like completely breaks character, and he's like, okay. And he said from the bottom half down, his legs went limp, and then starts punching Anthony from the bottom with his upper body.
What?
And he said there's blood all over the house. Finally, and his mother-in-law was there. She ran over, handed him a knife, and he's trying to like threaten the guy and hold him down with one hand, but got the knife in the other hand. But now the guy's like able to get him off him because he's only holding him down with one hand. I found out after the fact that the guy was a collegiate wrestler. The dude who
was he on anything that would allow him to take that kind of?
Yeah.
I don't think it was officially released.
You would think that he would have to have been.
Yeah. There's surveillance footage. There's ring footage where he's walking through the neighborhood, and this is in Nebraska too. And you can see him just screaming, walking through. He broke into someone else's house. Luckily, that guy was able to like scare him out. He ran out of the house just screaming at the top of his lungs, and then you see him walk up and see Anthony left his garage door open in the middle of the night. He said that's not uncommon to leave like your doors open in the neighborhood. And you see him walk, and he walks up, the garage light goes on, doesn't faze him, he just walks right in. His 2 daughters were in the house with him. Crazy.
That's what. Well, we had that happen on our block, like not even over a year ago. Right? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, guy beat up a couple people, beat up a guy on the corner, and then went down to the next block, beat up a couple people there.
It was wild.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about too. And a guy like this who trains to be able to beat people in a fight still had trouble. Like it's nuts, man. Just happy he's okay.
He's lucky I wasn't here when that went down, Shane. I was out of town, so.
Well, Anthony was saying he's like 99.9% of the time I sleep with a gun right next to me. He's like, it was just one of those days where I left my gun in my bag and it was in my car and I didn't have it.
Wow.
It was the one night where someone breaks into my house and I didn't have a gun.
The story's about Anthony Smith, right? Someone's asking on the chat.
Yeah, Anthony Smith.
That's wild.
Yeah, scary stuff.
This is a big. All right, so who you guys got in this one?
Cejudo.
If I were betting, I'd bet on Cejudo probably, but I think Cruz is gonna win though.
I think that's completely counterintuitive.
I know. It's because I think I don't know. But just looking at the fights, the fight history, like it doesn't make any sense that Cruz should win this, but just on how the fighting styles match up, I think Cruz does his normal thing. And I think that when Cejudo's beating these guys, when he beat Marlon Moraes and even and TJ, he's meeting guys in the center, and Dom's just not going to meet you there, and he's not going to be there. He's always getting his head off the line. He's throwing those winging punches, which aren't necessarily knockout power punches, but they're annoying you. And Cejudo's a lot shorter than Dom. I think it's going to be tough.
I think that height is a huge. I was telling Shane that earlier. I think it's just a bad matchup for him. I got Cruz on this one, and with the money where it is, I think plus 180. It's good. It's a good number. Like, I'll take him.
Mm.
The 4-year layoff is a huge
The
deal.
layoff, yeah, the layoff has to.
Yeah, it's insane, but he's done it before, right? Where he came back
He
after
did,
like
you're
3
right.
years and just starched Mizugaki, and then he beat TJ back then.
Yep.
After serious knee injuries too.
Yeah.
Doing the impossible.
I went Cruz. But I mean, obviously I could see Cejudo winning, but I think it's just a bad matchup for him. I think the reach is, and I think Dom, he really controls the distance well, and that's going to be a big. I think that's going to be the whole fight.
Yeah, I see actually not that much damage being done overall through this fight, but I see Dom just kind of outpointing him. Where I do see something that Cejudo is probably going to do, and me and Shane were talking about earlier, is a lot of kicks, calf kicks, but those kicks to the head. Cejudo's been throwing them a lot more in his fights, and Dom tends to, because he does wing his head to the outside, he wings those overhands over, he gets hit with those kicks, and he hasn't been caught completely flush yet. TJ hit him with some good ones, but not flush. And I think if Cejudo just throws not at Dom's head, you can't throw at Dom's head because he's not going to be there. If you throw at his shoulders, that's where his head's going to be. So I think that's kind of what Cejudo needs to do if he's going to clip him.
If I'm in Cejudo's corner leading up to this fight, I'm going a lot of kicks, blasting kicks, center mass, like you said, calf kicks, because Dom does a really good job of pulling you into his game. He shows you a target and he takes it away from you, and you start to get happy with the hands. You start head hunting, and that's what he wants, and that's how he beats people. He's really good at pulling you into the range and then shooting in on that takedown or cutting that angle and throwing that looping, hooking punch. So it's going to be less about will, and I think it's going to be more just about, this is going to be a strategy match. This is going to be a chess match here. It's going to be a quick-paced physical chess match.
I also just watched the Cruz fight versus Garbrandt, and Garbrandt knocked him down 3 times and definitely, he won the fight. But what was different was Garbrandt wasn't really chasing Dom around. When he started landing those knockdowns, he was kind of waiting for Dom to have to engage. And once he did step into range, Garbrandt just has really fast hands. He keeps them low, but he can wing some power on them. That's why they're low like that. And he just waits. He's really fast with his hands, and he's throwing.
I don't think Cejudo throws punches like Garbrandt does.
No, he doesn't. And the way Cejudo fights when he's striking, he likes to come forward and land them. He stands kind of in that karate stance now, so he can bounce in and out. But like what he did to Marlon Moraes was kind of stationary. Cejudo was just taking the fight to him. And anyone who's taken the fight to Dom has lost. Whereas Cody Garbrandt let Dom come to him, and then he'd fire as soon as Dom would fire. And that's kind of the reason why I think Cody knocked him down and beat him the way he did. And I just don't see Cejudo being patient enough to let that happen, but he could be, if they do their homework. I was just
going to say, that's a great observation that you made, Vince. I wonder if Cejudo's team, Cejudo himself, may notice that as well.
So Vince, you're with me. You're on the Cruz train, right? Sounds like you.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm on the Cruz train.
Although if he's betting on Cejudo.
We have an Art Vandalay asking who's the handsome guy with the great hair. I'm the only one wearing a hat, so I know he's not talking about me.
I think that Art Vanderlei might be the guy who cuts Dean's hair.
Art Vandelay from Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. That's my brother's. What was Mike Vick's name back when he checked in the hotel rooms? What was his
Mike
alias?
Vick had an alias?
Yeah, I remember he had an alias. It was a funny one. Mike.
Well, what's his name had a good one. Johnny Manziel had a good one. Trying to remember what it was.
We got an interesting observation here from Coach Adam of Shift. He says Cruz has the best MMA wrestling in the game. Even though Cejudo is a better wrestler on paper, it isn't as well adapted to MMA. I agree. I mean, it seems like, especially in his last couple of fights, Cejudo's really excelled and showcased his striking more than he has that gold medal around his neck right now.
I wonder how much
wrestling we're going to see in this.
Joe, I'm pretty sure if you had won a gold medal, you'd wear it out like that.
Oh, without question.
1,000%.
Yeah, I mean,
They'd be like, dude, there's the dude at the bar with the gold medal again. Yeah, we get it.
he's a shot putter.
Dive.
Hey, let's make sure that we don't have the same technical difficulties as last fight. So let me know where you guys are at.
That punch dive move.
Cejudo is getting checked.
Like a Superman.
I got Cejudo getting
He
Vaseline
just put his
put on
mouth.
his
He just
nose.
put his mouthpiece in.
Yeah, Superman punch. A punch dive could be a Superman punch, or yeah, just like a diving right hand if someone's on the ground.
Like a
I don't know if there's a technical term for that.
Wait, am I behind now? Because Cejudo's okay.
Cejudo's getting greased up.
Yeah, he's not in the ring yet.
Okay, let me know when he walks up the stairs. How about that? Because I'm like maybe 10 seconds ahead.
Someone said he just threw the cap to the fans. Did he?
He threw the cap into the stands. Yeah, there's no one there.
That's great.
I love it.
He's
Well, here's a
walking
great
up
question.
He's walking
going
up the stairs now.
All right. All right, guys, we've got 2 more fights. I'm going to link to the pay-per-view. You guys want to jump in? Watch it with us. It's Cejudo against Cruz coming up now, followed by Tony Ferguson against Justin Gaethje. Pretty much guaranteed both are going to be dynamite fights.
I was watching Gaethje highlights yesterday. Oh my God. It's insane.
The way he can generate and get the weight behind his shots, man.
But I feel like he's been hurt in every fight.
Yeah, it's a style.
I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous for this one.
Are you nervous, Joe? You put some money on this?
Yeah, I put a little bit of money on all these fights. So far, I'm 7-2. You can check my Instagram.
Good.
Check my Instagram. You'll see it. You know what Dean does every Sunday in the studio during football season? After the fact, like, oh yeah, I knew the Eagles were going to win this one.
After the fact. No, I do hypothetical
bets. Yeah.
Hypothetical bets.
You know, I own hypotheticalbet.com. So it's for sale.
It's for people that either can't gamble or don't want to spend money, but you can see how you're doing. And you can win coupons.
Coupons.
It's a little shuffle dance there.
Yeah, he's a shuffler. Every day he's shuffling.
Oh, every day. Multiple times a day he's shuffling.
I heard his feet are so messed up he can't not use the tape. Like he has to tape his feet up even to commentate. That's what I was reading.
They both got them on, right? They both got the ankle supports
They're
on.
both wearing them, yeah.
All right, Omnivore Games has $20 on Triple C. Well, $20 is only going to win you about 10.
Here we go. Official predictions, drop them in the comments.
Yeah, none of this after the fact. I told you guys.
Yeah. Official.
Cejudo in 3.
Cejudo decision.
Cruz decision.
I got Cruz decision.
Yeah, decision's probably the most likely.
This is my guy, bro. We've been here on this.
Let's
I
go.
see a tag team match. I'm gonna have to take Dean out. You take Shane out.
We'll film
Once
it.
we're allowed to see people again.
Cejudo takes center.
Yeah.
Cruz starts riding the bike, misses a low kick, aiming for the calf. We
Nice kick.
Good leg kick.
Yeah, I'd expect to see a lot of calf kicks. Take away that movement from Cruz.
Mhm.
And kicking at the calf too is, it's a lot less dangerous than trying to kick up higher by the thigh. It's way easier for Cruz to grab the leg and get him down. Not that you'd try to take Henry down, but
Ooh,
his calf kicks are safe.
good leg kick.
Yeah, I like that running step that he takes into the leg kick too. Covers a lot of ground, builds momentum. Cejudo looks very calculated, very calm.
Yeah.
Cruz tries to stomp on Cejudo's knee. Yeah, another low kick.
Good low kick.
Man, you called that one. Looks like they're
Ooh, there's that running step again. Gets the inside of the rear leg now. You can see the strategy here is definitely take away the movement, chop the legs down as suspected.
Now Dominic's coming forward.
Yep.
And like Vince said, though,
That's what you want. That's what Cejudo wants.
Yeah. He almost jumped over the low kick.
Boy, those are really hard leg kicks.
Cejudo feints with the eyes, jukes with the body. Reset, back to center.
Yeah, it was perfect game planning for Cejudo, looks like, because he's not chasing with the hands too. That's the one thing you definitely can't do.
Good knee.
Good
Trying to
knee, but he
box
gets
him.
taken down for it.
Hey, he's got
a
his
couple
back.
punches, he's back to his feet.
That was an interesting.
That was a really nice knee from Cruz, though. I wonder how much damage that did. Boy, good inside leg kick. I think he caught him with that. Is he bleeding? No.
Yeah.
The chat's quiet. Everyone's watching.
Those kicks, man, you can hear them.
He's throwing them things.
It's probably why he taped his ankles up too.
Yeah, right. Little cushion.
He was just gonna be banging those kicks in.
If you look at Cruz's ankle support, it looks like he's got tape underneath of the supports too. They're pretty thick.
Oh yeah, his ankles are supposed to be terrible, or his feet.
Yeah, he's making that investment with the body shots. So he's landing a nice knee to the body, nice hook to the body.
Ooh.
Cejudo puts pressure, lands nice combo.
Good flurry. Cejudo does cover distance really well, and you have to if you're going to be, one of the shorter guys in the division.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that is that stance too, because he keeps his legs pretty wide, so he can really spring forward.
Yeah, I'm liking all the kicks. That's what I was hoping to see. Yeah, fresh vocals. If you subscribe to ESPN Plus, that's $4.99. Then it's an additional $64.99 for the pay-per-view. But you will get the fight nights on ESPN Plus.
There's one next week, right?
There's like three in the next 10 days.
As long as no one else tests positive for COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, I mean, I think the Jakari thing was, like Dana said, the testing worked. They got him out, and obviously the event's going on.
He said there was 1,200 tests, so 300 people had to take about 4 tests. And of those 1,200, there was only one test positive, which was Jacare. Were they going back to the wrong corner?
Yeah.
That's Cejudo 10-9.
Yeah, that's how I got it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, the most effective strikes are those leg kicks.
Definitely.
So what are you saying to Cruz right now?
Well, he's saying you got to start respecting his corner. Saying you got to start respecting that kick.
The tough thing is he already kind of has been doing that. After the first two, you could tell he's been trying to jump over him. He's been trying to time him once. You're effectively telling Cruz to change your style.
But it makes me wonder, like, because you always have to think in your training camp, how's my opponent training for me? What's he going to bring to the table? I would hope that Cruz was preparing for defending against the low kick. I'd imagine he was probably just expecting I'm going to evade them. I'm just going to cover distance quicker and evade and step back.
Well, also with the number of fights Cruz has had, who's really just come out there and not really thrown much, just only attacked his legs, like nobody. So it's easy to get complacent and not think of something, because I don't recall anyone just trying to hit his legs and that's it. But it's the perfect game plan for Cejudo. You take away the legs and then you can start attacking.
There you go.
Body.
And that's what I was going to say, is that Cruz, to earn respect, should start kicking back. Use the length that he has. He throws a round kick to the body. He's using that triangle entrance, that V step.
God, he's just so herky jerky.
Boy. But he eats 2 kicks right there.
Oh, good body kick.
Yeah, very nice.
I'm really impressed with the patience of Cejudo.
Yeah, he looks good. And he's working the Shane Faison fight game. Lots of kicks.
Yo, he said he wants to be the Jordan of MMA.
What do you think about that, dude?
I don't want to talk about Michael Jordan.
Ooh.
Oof.
Oh man, our stream just dropped to like 144p. I guess everyone's tuning in now.
Oh, good, right?
Sorry guys, wish I could help out with a free stream link, but all I got is the paid one. Threw that in the chat. Ooh, that was it, Vince.
There it is, yeah.
Boy, he got that up there.
Cejudo throws a high kick. Cruz just narrowly rolls with it, grazes over his head as he dips low. Deep breath from Cruz now. And
the level of Cejudo's striking is just amazing to see him like just turn up the past few years.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like to me, that's like one of the most fascinating things, following his career. I would love to see like a film study where it just shows him over the years and how much he's progressed. Shout out to Coach K, CSA Gym. Shout out to Damian Trainer. I know 2 people
there you go.
Cruz lands 2 shots.
Nice combo by Cruz.
I saw Eddie Cha in his corner too, his Korean Zombies corner.
Yep.
There's me again.
And he baits him. He baits him to throw more. It was nice. Cejudo pressured him. Didn't land anything. Oh, that landed though.
Ooh.
Good straight right.
That was a good right.
I don't like how much Cruz is missing though. That's gonna wear the gas tank, and you can see he's taking deep breaths now. As Cejudo lands a kick to the body. And,
Tell me when you get to 125, it booted me again.
Okay, 9 seconds. All right, go ahead. Yeah, man. Beating that leg up.
Yep. That was a good leg kick there.
Nice. Learn that one from Vince the Anomaly. Snatch the single, let go.
Good body kick. Cruz looks good. I mean, Cejudo looks good.
What I like with when Cejudo is stepping forward is he's stepping forward and not throwing his punches. When you step forward on Dom and you start throwing punches, that's when his head's off to the side and he's hitting you. But because he's stepping forward and not punching, Dom can't really initiate his attack. So you see Dom kind of stalling out and not throwing anything because Cejudo's not throwing anything.
Yeah.
So it's really just brilliant by Cejudo, I feel.
Clash of heads. Clash of heads.
Oh, head.
Oh, he's bleeding.
He's cut.
Cejudo's bleeding over the right eyebrow, or no, forehead. After a clash of heads. Oh, that's a bad one too.
That is bad.
Is it over the eye or is it on the forehead?
It's above the eye. It's on
It
the
looks
forehead.
like the hairline.
Looks like the hairline, right?
But and you know what? Look, it is going completely around his eye perfectly.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any threat of stopping the fight.
You know what's interesting? When I was watching the pre-fight stuff, he had stitches in that same eye, and he was talking about quarantine, so it couldn't have been that long ago. So it looks like he might have just opened up that cut.
That was a pretty good clash.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Cruz go for a takedown. I think that'd be completely unexpected. Ooh.
Don't abandon the kicks. Don't abandon the kicks.
Oh.
Ooh, and he didn't. And he sits him down. And he's going for the finish.
There it is.
Oh,
Wow.
no. Roll out.
That's it.
Wow.
That's
Hey,
it.
man.
The Michael
Knee-
Jordan, the
that knee
MMA.
got him.
Triple C, C4, pound for pound, maybe?
He doesn't
That's
like the
impressive, man.
stoppage.
That knee got him, man. Shit.
Wow.
I like
What a fight from
Cejudo, man.
Cejudo. Yeah.
Been saying it for a long time.
That looked like just the perfect game plan.
You think that
and
was a bad
execution.
stoppage?
I don't think it was a bad stoppage. I think Cruz is upset, but
You could have maybe let it go a little bit more. He's not out, but he wasn't defending himself.
when he's in that hand and knees pose, and that if he doesn't have his arms up to protect himself.
Sorry, guys. A lot of people are bummed about the bad stoppage.
Damn.
I mean, honestly, you got to think from the ref's point of view. You see him
Ooh,
bang,
that's
he
a
lands
big
the head.
knee, dude.
It sits him down. His feet go out from underneath him. Lands a
Big
right
right.
hand. 1, 2,
Kind of the arm
3,
trap, like what he did to Mizugaki.
8, 9, 10, 11.
not
That's 11
defending
unanswered
himself.
punches.
I don't think you can argue that stoppage.
That's exactly what we talked about, though, Vince. With
Exactly. I was just gonna say
the
that.
what you gotta be wary of when you're dipping your head a lot, when you're trying to evade those punches. What if he lifts a knee up? What if he lifts a shin up? And that's exactly what happened. He got caught, sat him down. He sees the opportunity and he finished him.
This makes me wish we got to see more of Cejudo versus TJ.
Cool.
I thought
Yeah.
Cejudo, definitely got the win, but I would have loved to see that fight go longer than a minute or whatever it was.
It was like 30
That's a
seconds. It
great-
was something
Great
short.
Yeah, it was
Did you
fast.
see that in slow mo with the blood drip and then it hits him in the
That was sick.
back and splashes? Wow, beautiful.
Wow. Props to Cejudo though. That was excellent.
He looked good. He did look good.
Yeah.
I would have liked it to go a little longer, but I don't think it's that bad of a stoppage. He looked like he was starting to get up a little bit.
He's never been stopped, Cruz.
Uriah choked him out in WEC with a guillotine.
But I mean, like KO, TKO.
Yeah, I thought there were times that Cody was going to, but he stayed patient.
Cody was just taunting. He'd knock him down and
And then he would dance. Yeah. Don't turn it up too loud, guys. We could get kicked off for the audio.
Dean. Warren Dean. That's
I've
why we all
started
have
on,
headsets
I've
on.
had my audio at the same level the entire time.
I just heard Rogan right there pop through. Cringy stoppage, says ketones. You bringing in Captain America's? Yeah.
Right back.
Wow. Man, the blood is theatrical though.
Yeah. Ooh.
Telling you, man.
That
Kudos.
that's a hard punch to land. Were you just talking about that accuracy?
Yeah. that
punch that he landed, the first punch that he landed after he threw the knee, that's hard to hit someone who's getting up and you're rushing at the same time. Like that was a really accurate strike. I'm impressed with.
Telling you, man, that precision training that he does pays off. I like that. Second fighter in UFC history to successfully defend the title in 2 different weight classes, along with Dana Cormier.
Wow.
Wait, what?
What?
No way.
What?
He's retiring?
Yep.
I can't hear. I turned my sound down because Shane yelled at me.
He just retired.
Dang. Dana's
Yeah.
mad.
Look at
Dana's
Dana.
face.
That's like a Conor McGregor retirement.
Get out of here.
Wow, look how pissed he is. He can't even hide it.
Wow.
I made the same announcement when I was 33. Didn't really work out for me, but I'm still working.
Let me know. I'm curious to hear what Cruz says, Joe. I was getting up.
He's not happy with the stoppage.
Alex Joseph says TJ will get the belt again in 2021. That's interesting.
He said, Shane, he specifically asked the referee to let him go until he was out.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's not up to him.
yeah.
Yeah. He said, if I'm standing up on my feet, I'm getting up, you know.
It's what the fans want to hear. It's what Cruz fans want to hear. And he has the heart of a warrior, of course, but the ref has to do his job. And I feel he did.
And realistically, the way that fight was going, how does Cruz get back and win it? He's not going to knock him out. He doesn't knock people out.
Yeah, and he wasn't winning on points.
No.
And that's a good point. Like if it had kept going, if he had stood up, it's more brain damage, it's more permanent injuries to limbs. Nobody wants that. Nobody as a fan should want that for their favorite fighter either.
It's tough to be a ref too. It's hard to make those split-second decisions. Yeah,
It is tough.
That's their job, but it's so hard.
That's for those guys, man. That's like, that can be life or death. I mean,
Dean's made some big calls in his day.
not
What's
life
the
or
biggest
death,
one,
although,
Dean?
although a lot of people would think that.
What, you know what? I actually don't think I've ever asked you this. What is the biggest call you've ever made? Like, what was the most? Is it the Dez play?
No, I mean, it would probably be something in a Super Bowl. I'd have to think about it. The helmet catch in the Giants Patriots Super Bowl.
Dave Tyree?
Yeah.
That's a big one. All right, so is this dude really retiring?
don't know,
He just tried to hit on the ring girl.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, but
I've never seen a fighter go over and shake the ring girl's hand.
Cejudo, man.
There's a tweet from Anthony Smith. Why don't I believe Henry?
Yeah, I don't think
That he's
anybody
retiring.
does.
Someone says 5 more seconds, maybe 5 more seconds. Like Dean said, that could be life or death. That could be permanent brain damage.
I think it was a bad stoppage. He was definitely getting up, but it's a hard decision. You know,
You also had money riding on Cruz.
it's true.
I think it just delayed the inevitable.
Yeah.
It's probably true. He looked good. I mean, he did look good.
And
Because like Vince says, Cruz wasn't going to knock him out. So
yeah. We got Elijah De La Cruz just screaming your name in all caps, Vince, a couple times in here. I'm not sure.
What's up, man?
Vince.
All right, main event.
All right, let's lock them in. Predictions.
Tony,
For sure.
it's just Gaethje's like.
Listen to Vince's though.
I think Gaethje, man. I think he's gonna come with that knockout. Tony gets hit, and Tony's an amazing fighter, and I think Tony gives Khabib a great fight, and I want to see that happen. The MMA gods clearly don't want that fight to happen, so they're on Gaethje's side. But Gaethje he has that power that's gonna put anyone to sleep, and Tony loves to fight so much that he stays in the pocket with his hands down, and he gets hit with clean shots in every single fight. Doesn't mean he gets put out, he doesn't lose, but if Gaethje hits you with a clean shot, you're going out. That's how I see it.
I honestly think the first 2 minutes of the first round is going to be very telling. Because Tony's a slow starter. And obviously, like you said, Gaethje can knock him out with one punch. It's going to be. The other thing, Gaethje's leg kicks, low kicks are pretty ridiculous too.
Mm-hmm.
Ferguson's been like sat down before, right? Didn't Pettis sit him down?
Yeah, Pettis did. Lando Venata when he fought him, and it was a short notice fight.
Dude, you might be right. You know what? I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go Gaethje. I'm gonna go Gaethje.
And they're both like such lovable fighters. They embrace the fight, man.
Yeah.
They want both guys to do well, but
also, I wouldn't be surprised if Ferguson just like dives in for the ankles.
I would think he does those weird. Yeah, he does those weird like rolling
do like
ankle
a
grabs. Yeah,
backflip.
Imanari roll.
Yeah, Imanari roll.
I think though, if the fight goes longer than 2 rounds, I think Ferguson takes it.
Ferguson by Twister, bro. There it is. Eddie Bravo.
Ferguson's up there with like the person I'd least want to fight, though.
He's crazy, bro.
Yeah. It's unpredictable.
He's nuts.
And you ever I follow him on Instagram. Some of the stuff he posts is out there.
Well, just him walking around with like the weightlifting gloves on.
No, he's like training, and then he'll throw on like some techno music,
like these shades.
Dancing.
You got these shades on.
Like just really
Those
fun.
are the shades.
You got the Tony Ferguson shades.
Did you ever see the video? I think it was Verdum when they almost went at it like outside a hotel, and he was talking crap to Verdum, and it was like, I don't know, he was just acting all crazy. And there's video.
Oh yeah, you sound like Shut Up, right?
Yeah.
Shut Up.
And I was like, dude, that's a guy. He's got you by like 70 pounds. You might not want to mess with him.
Wait, Joe, it's telling me you're muted. How is that possible?
He is muted now.
I muted it. I was talking to my daughter.
I was like, has he been muted that entire time? Sorry.
Joe's never been muted that long in his life.
I knew something was happening there with Dean. I knew there was going to be some comment.
Yeah, Alex Joseph. Ferguson said he would ankle pick Verdum.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. It was something ridiculous. I was watching it and like Verdum was like getting heated, and I was like, that's a bad dude too. And I was like, this is not going to end well.
And that's what he says to him. I'm gonna
And who threatens to ankle pick? I'm gonna ankle pick you.
Yeah.
Yo, back up before I ankle pick you.
Could you imagine saying that to somebody in a bar? They'd be like, what? What did he just say?
Oh my god. Dude, this is crazy to see, like the amount of damage that he's done to the highest level fighters in the division.
Someone wants to say hi, Shane. Say hi to Mr. Shane.
Joey, what's up?
Hi, Mr. Shane. Hi, Mr. Dean.
Hello.
Shane says what's up.
Are you watching the fights too?
No, she's not watching. She's playing Roblox or something. No, she did watch the Watterson fight though.
You like the karate hottie?
She picked Watterson to win. We all did. The whole family picked Watterson.
Yeah, I was rooting for it too.
All right, my thing refreshed. I don't understand. Like that's what I get for making fun of your internet. One time, it's like.
Did you learn your lesson?
You know, internet karma.
Do you think we see blood in the first round?
Oh, Tony with those elbows, some kind of
Yes.
spinning.
Yes, absolutely. Can you bet on things like that?
There's all sorts of prop bets. I've never
Prop
seen a
bets.
blood prop bet.
They gonna make one now.
Give me an example of some. First person to like first to land a strike.
I've never seen that one. It's all
That's hard.
like,
That's hard to. That would be hard to like judge.
Right. First takedown.
I think you could do a first takedown.
Or like an over under on takedowns, or
Yeah.
It would have to be something that you couldn't argue.
yeah.
Yeah, there was one big one in the Super Bowl about 10 years ago with the national anthem. Over under, they picked like a time frame, and it was like right on the dot. So they're like, okay, is the last breath part of the song, and it was like this, and everybody had to refund the money. It was a big ordeal. So now it's
Oh wow.
everything's got to be an exact science. Yes, it did happen. No, it did not happen.
I caught it in case anyone was wondering. Mosquito. Mosquito.
You know, if you were a real sensei, you would have caught it with chopsticks.
My
Chopsticks.
chopsticks are in the kitchen.
2 pencils.
Pachamama Radio says, sorry, I'm super late. No worries. Better late than never. Thanks for coming in. Made it just in time for the main event. Gagey is getting Vaseline put on his face now.
My internet just froze.
All right.
You're still coming in clear on the stream.
Yeah, I think it cut out on my computer and it restarted on my computer, but not my TV yet.
Everyone's tuning in for the main event.
Okay, there we go. Come on.
If Tony wins, he will be the first fighter who won an interim belt twice and still hasn't competed for the undisputed title.
That's insane. Think about the streak that he's been on,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and he hasn't fought for a title yet.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was supposed to, but he hasn't lost since what, 2012?
Wow. Man, that was 8 years ago.
And in like a lot of violent fights too. A lot of damage given and taken.
That's a good point.
But same with Gaethje.
Sleep with me.
You know,
Of course.
Gaethje's like the CTE in every fight. You know.
Every fight, it feels like he's been like out on his feet at one point.
You guys hear? I saw someone mention Tyson. Did you hear Mike Tyson and Shannon Briggs verbally agreed to a bare knuckle boxing match?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, is that for real?
And nothing signed, but apparently they both agreed to it. The bare knuckle fighting offered 20 million to Tyson.
How does bare knuckle fighting have 20 million to offer? Like that's.
They'd have to get like a loan for that.
Investors, dude. That'd be.
They'd have to get some kind of crazy sponsorship.
I mean, be honest. Who's not paying
Exactly.
$75 to watch that?
Oh yeah, they
Dude,
watch
The
it.
whole world. The whole
But
world.
Smooth Cat
would-
said, "Not cool when people die on live TV." Yeah, I agree with that.
it would be like it'd be hard to watch though. It really would. Like
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be watching like this.
just yeah.
Tell me when Ferguson starts getting slapped by his coach. I'm gonna
Just did.
pause it. You're ahead, Dean, because yours restarted.
I restarted. So where do you guys want to start from?
You know, it's funny to see the people who have the mask on entirely, and then the people who don't like the idea of wearing a mask, but they have to, and they're resting it on their chin.
I can't.
We
get
probably
into
should have
that.
warned.
Bravo, of course.
I can't get into the mask. I'm sorry. I can't.
You don't like the ninja fashion?
It's rough.
We probably should have worn them for the
stream.
broadcast. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a bunch of people saying Tony by Darce. Most Darce
Tony by Darce.
in UFC history.
He's had the most in history.
Yeah.
3.
Tell us when he's going up into the cage, Shane.
He's in the cage.
He's about to
Right when he gets to the top.
go. How could you not love this guy though?
Here's an interesting fun fact. Is Cejudo the only, like, how many fighters don't have tattoos now? Like, how they all do.
Huh.
Cejudo has no tattoos, I noticed.
I remember hearing that K1, the kickboxing league, used to not let people fight if they had tattoos. Like they wanted that clean image on all their fighters. I don't know how true that is, but when I think back, I can't think of anyone who had them. Gago Drago, maybe?
Josh Howard can't watch us live, so he's really relying on our commentary.
All
He's
right.
got to do play-by-play.
Who wants to do it?
Here comes Bruce Buffer he borrowed his jacket from Dean.
Hey, Bruce has a nice wardrobe. I think I'm still ahead of you guys. I want to make sure I'm not. Where are you?
It's like an establishing shot.
Judges.
We're showing Dean now.
On Herb.
Okay, so I'm like maybe a couple, because I'm on Gaethje. He just said end now.
Oh, you're
Tony's punching the cage right now.
Okay.
just
so
wait
I'm-
until the fight starts and we'll sync it up with the time.
Who are you guys looking at? Tony?
It's a whole ring now.
All right, I'm like a couple seconds ahead of you.
It's on Tony. Steve Sherlock says, I want to get a shout out for Sherlock, my son. Just came out because I told him you'd say it. So, hey, Sherlock. Your dad's the man.
Do you think Tony cutting weight that quickly again is going to affect him?
Yeah.
It has
That's
to.
interesting. Because he made weight for the first fight, right? The April 17th date, April 18th, whatever it was.
Which is not even a month ago.
Yeah, what, like 3 weeks or so?
Yeah. Like mentally, no. I don't think anything can mentally affect that guy.
No.
Physically, it has to, though.
I would assume. I guess it depends how he cuts. For like the way I cut, I know for sure like it affect me 3 weeks later.
I mean, I don't know if there's science to back what I'm about to say, but I just think weight cutting is so bad for so many different reasons. Like we talk about how important it is to drink water and to be hydrated for the
It has to be.
for trauma to the head. Our brain is encased in fluid, and you know that is reduced when you cut weight. It cushions our joints. You know that's reduced when you cut weight. So if he's training in between that time, like it may not have an effect on what happens in the actual fight, but it has an effect on his body in his training camp.
Where are you guys at? Did the fight start yet?
They just
touched gloves.
Okay, so I'm like maybe
Ring girl.
Ring girl? Okay, good.
Yep. Oh, ring girl's throwing punches now? Okay.
Cejudo got her fired up.
The funny thing is when Cejudo retired, he said, I got a girl now. And then he hits the ring girl.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh boy.
All right, here we go. 451, Dean.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Ferguson switching stances, enters with a rear front push kick from southpaw, feeling each other out. No one's committed to anything yet. "30 seconds into the fight. No one's really landed. No one's really thrown anything. I guess I'm doing the commentary.
You're doing a
We'll
great
chime
job.
in.
Ferguson throws a teep followed by a left straight. No real connection.
Oh, he's setting up
Starts
that.
showing his back.
Doing that
spinning,
backwards
setting-
walk.
He's going to throw a spinning something.
Superman jab, teep kick from Ferguson.
He went to the bottom.
Gagey throws a right hand. Ferguson slips underneath.
Ooh, good left hook
Ooh.
by Gagey.
Left hook by Gagey. Looks like it hit the shoulder, not the head.
Another one.
Another left hook. Ferguson spins 360 degrees in very Tony fashion. He looks low, throws an uppercut, lands, but eats a left hook from Gagey. Jabs and long uppercuts from Ferguson.
Nice.
Leg kick. Takes
Took
Gagey
out that
down.
lead leg.
Gagey lands the right hand and turns Ferguson's head a little bit.
Good right by Gagey.
Yeah, another right hand from Gagey.
Good left. Took it.
Left.
Ooh.
So far, I'd say Gagey's landing the better punches. Ferguson's landing more kicks. You're starting to see game plan from both guys unravel. Ferguson jabs to
Jab to the thigh.
Yep.
Ooh, they both missed
Ooh.
left hooks.
Both missed left hooks.
Oop.
Both land
Both
left
land
hooks.
left hooks. Heavy low kick from Gagey. Ferguson braces for it. Oh, keep that chin tucked.
Oh, good left. Good
Left
left
kick
by Ferguson.
followed by a left straight from Ferguson. Both land, but nothing too heavy.
Oh.
I don't even know how to explain what
Yeah.
That was
what
like a
was that?
breakdancing move.
That was- He keeps going to that thigh.
Yeah, he's jabbing to the thigh. Just mixing it up, just being unpredictable, as always.
Oof.
Might be setting up that spinning elbow or something.
Yeah, I think that
Exactly.
spinning back fist elbow is going to come.
Mhm.
Gagey throws a bomb of a right hand, narrowly misses. Inside leg kick from Gagey, lands flush. Definitely a lot of respect from both guys.
Ooh.
Ferguson
Ooh.
runs in, gets split, trying to switch his stance, gets caught with a right hand from Gagey.
The smile usually means that the punch.
That it hurt. He felt it.
Yeah.
It's a stinger.
Yeah, Gagey's picking up momentum a little bit, gradually.
But can he keep this up though?
Right. Nice right head kick from Ferguson. Gagey walks through it as per usual. Counters with the right hand by Gagey. Lands nice.
Left.
Ooh.
Another smile from Ferguson as he eats a right hand from Gagey. Lands it back with a jab. Switches to southpaw. Switches back to ortho. Lands another jab.
They both landed lefts.
Yeah, but I think Gagey's getting the better of it. When Ferguson stands in front and the feet plant, Gagey seems to get the better of the exchange.
I think Gaethje won that round.
Yeah.
They definitely clashed. Had something happened.
Something happened where Ferguson's wincing.
Yeah, something happened with the above his right
Maybe
eye.
an eye poke.
And he's got blood. I think that's Gagey's blood. No, it's his. It's dripping from his. Looks like it's like side of his cheek.
Ooh, that was a thumb right to the eye there.
Yeah, something happened.
Coach Trevor, one of my favorite coaches right there. Oh, I wish I could hear this.
Yeah, it was a thumb right in the eye.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Very, very obvious. It looked like he went for a fake knee pick, came back up with a left, but the hand was open, thumb went right.
Let me know when it starts again. I got disconnected again. Right when Herb says go.
Okay. Ready? Go.
Ooh.
Another Superman jab from Tony. Gagey lands the counter punch. More head movement from Ferguson.
A lot of head movement.
Dances, flicking jabs. Wings a left hook. Wings a right hand, misses. Wow. Gagey looks like he landed the left.
Gagey landed a big straight left.
But what's interesting, what Vince brought up is like, can he last? Can he continue to do this? He's not expending a ton of energy. He's patient. He's waiting for Ferguson. Ferguson's moving a lot more than Gagey is.
Yeah.
And Gagey's just playing turret. He's just waiting for him to close the distance, and he's countering.
Ferguson's got that crazy cardio where he picks it up more and more though too.
And he's taking the shots.
He just takes them.
He takes the shots. Gaethje's hit him, and he just.
Yeah, Gagey keeps finding a home for that left hook.
A couple good leg kicks, Ferguson.
Little spin, good right hand.
Spins 360 degrees for no reason.
Good right hand. But these, they're big punches. They don't seem to phase him at all.
Yeah, the thing I like from Gaethje right now is he's not overthrowing. Usually he gets in those firefight modes where he's just swinging big, throwing multiple punches, whereas now he's just throwing 2s and 3s, if that.
And I wonder if that's what him and Trevor planned. Like, everyone respects your power. They expect you to throw with power. Let's confuse them. Let's pick them apart. Let's save our energy. But, man, no, he's still throwing, man. He's throwing with bad intentions. His mouth's open. He's breathing from the mouth now.
His mouth is open, yeah.
And he gets caught with the right hand from Ferguson.
Oh, good left, right.
Another jab to the leg from Ferguson.
Yeah, he's got to be setting something up with that jab to the leg.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's gonna spin through, back fist, upside down elbow.
Good calf kick. That was 2 really hard ones this round.
Or that lawnmower elbow. Maybe he's trying to shoot low and reverse up high. Jab to the body from Ferguson.
Smart.
Yeah. Oh, nice low kick. Spins Ferguson around.
Although we don't know if Tony spun on his own.
Oh, eats another left hand.
Oh, it looks like his right leg seems to be bothering him. Ferguson's a little bit.
Ferguson's letting the legs go more. Throw a head kick, which is blocked, but then he throws a low kick same side, and that lands flush. Gets turned around.
Something's wrong with his right leg. Ferguson's.
Jeez.
He's getting worked.
Oi. Gagey lands another heavy right low kick.
Switch Ferguson's elbow.
Ferguson throws a spinning elbow, misses, throws a side kick. Why would he do that? They don't work. Snaps a front kick to an inside low kick.
Oof. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oy. Boy, Gagey looks good now.
Patient, calm, methodical, works the body, comes up to the head. Three missed punches from Gagey. Could have taken anyone's head off. Does he start to slow now?
I think this is where I think Gaethje's winning these first 2 rounds, but I think Tony's gonna turn it up in the 3rd and 4th, 5th.
I feel like Ferguson has a little bit of like Nate Diaz in him, where I think he has a clear advantage on the ground. He doesn't want to take the dude down.
Oh,
Like
just
an
a
ego.
heavy right kick.
Gaethje's a good wrestler.
Yeah, Gaethje's a really good wrestler too. They're both great.
Ooh, big left mix.
Oh!
Wow, right at the end of the round, Gagey gets dropped with, I'm not sure, he was looking for
It was
the
an
upper.
uppercut.
Looked like an uppercut.
Oh, he's dazed, dude. Look, he's wobbly.
He looks frustrated or confused. I can't tell which.
I just think
He just screamed at the cut man. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, and now
he was just trying to take his mouthpiece out.
I think he got dazed.
He's dazed for sure.
That shot right there dazed him.
That's a tough round to score considering that end. I mean, Gaethje looked like he was.
I still think
Looking pretty
Gaethje did more damage overall. But I feel like this is where Tony's now going to bring him into deep water.
Oh wow, they both threw a right uppercut. What?
Bing.
A movie. They both throw the right uppercut. Tony's lands and Gagey goes down, gets right back up to his feet. But besides that, all the highlights did go to Gagey.
Yeah.
Let's see how he recovers. Round 3. Ferguson smiles and throws a left kick.
Yeah, just
Gets caught with a right hand.
big right hand, he just kind of takes it.
So far, it's a pretty good fight.
Yeah, very good fight.
Ferguson bleeding from the left eyebrow. Gagey looks like he's bleeding from the mouth.
Threw that uppercut again.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, Gagey dips underneath,
Right.
lands a left
Kick
hook,
overhand right.
And a right.
and Ferguson's cut under the right eye. So over the left eyebrow, under the right eye. Pretty nasty cut. Leaps in with the left hook, does Ferguson. Jabs to the leg again, hook up high.
Another spin.
Never turn your back.
Unless
Although
you're Tony Ferguson.
Except for, yeah, unless you're Tony.
He turns his back like 4 times around.
I love it. I love it. Never say never. There's nevers and nevers and always in fighting. Oh, he tries to skip forward. The Superman jab into the low kick, but again gets caught in between transitions from Gaethje. Runs into the punch.
Oh, big right.
That is a big right.
We
Got wobbled on that one.
Jab.
good jab by
Gaethje
Ferguson.
trying to put the pressure on. Step
Good
out
right.
Straight
Right.
punches.
2 left hooks that miss. I love that. You notice how Ferguson touches the cage to see where he's at?
Nice uppercut there.
Gaethje spits a
Oh, another bomb.
Jeez.
Ferguson has a chin.
Everything.
Ferguson
He
has
takes
it, yeah.
everything.
Now, I wonder at this point, does Gaethje go, man, all right, I need to put a little bit more on it. I need to put a little bit more power. Because that seemed to be what he was thinking at the end of round 2. I need to put a lot of power on this uppercut. But then he gets caught because he's overexposed. Yeah. Gaethje spits another pile of blood on the
Because he's
ground.
like, what do I got to do to knock this guy down?
Yeah. And what a mental game. Let him hit me with everything he got to frustrate him. Ferguson throws 3 right hands.
Big left hook there.
Ferguson's starting to pick it up now. High volume. 3-4 punches in a row. Gaethje sticking to the 2 power punches.
Gaethje keeps missing with that left hook. I'd love to see him just go to the body a few times.
And he abandoned those low kicks too.
I was just gonna say that they both just abandoned the low kicks. However, the thigh jab is it's really
Oh, that was
beautiful
Ooh,
capoeira movement. Ferguson plants right hand on the ground and
Now he's throwing some magic dust at him.
now he's
He's
scooping
just-
sand off the ground, imaginary sand off the ground.
I'm doing that next time.
That's blood sport, right?
Right? That's amazing.
Yeah, blood sport.
Yeah.
Do the dust at him.
Oh, left high kick.
Nice head kick.
Lands.
Followed by the straight right. Yeah, what a tough round to score.
This is really. Whew. This could have went 10-9 either way.
Yeah, because Ferguson's been pressuring for it. He's landed more strikes, but Gaethje's landed some of the harder ones for sure in the round. He wobbled him at one point.
And that's the end of the round. Yeah, close call.
dude just takes blows, man.
He's picking up momentum though. Is Ferguson. Ryan Garcia tweets, Ferguson, you're a beast. You can take anything.
I got a 2-1 Gaethje right now. What do you guys got?
2-1 Gaethje as well.
Yeah.
That last round I gave to Ferguson.
Yeah.
Muhammad says, no way is this going the distance. Wait, I want to see this highlight again. I want to get a clip for this for the gram.
Boy.
This low kick.
Although Gaethje did get dropped at the end of the second round, and you never know what the judges like. They see that him getting dropped, they might just score the round for Ferguson.
Justin pretty much has won every round. Yeah, I'd say the first 2. That third one was up for grabs. 4th round begins. Ferguson's feeling himself, but eats an inside leg kick.
Tony's the type of guy who will live stream and fight at the same time.
From Tony Ferguson. he was commenting in between rounds.
He's not Chuck Norris, bro.
Well, shout out to Tony for tuning into Fight Tips. I appreciate that. Man, his tenacity, his grit, though. Both guys.
Oh,
Ooh.
Gaethje dips underneath. Answers with a low kick.
Tony's definitely feeling that rhythm now.
He's flowing. Tries to trap the hands and throw an elbow, but
stiff jab.
Gaethje beat it. Jab to the body from Ferguson. You're starting to work the jab more. I like it. And then Ferguson swings for the fences and misses. Oh, nice left hook, Lance.
Left.
Another good leg kick. Man, Tony just walks forward though. Shakes it off. I'm really impressed with Gaethje's cardio for this.
Yeah, man. 4th round, halfway through it now, just about. As he takes
Coming in on later notice.
as he takes a deep breath.
Takes a really deep breath.
And
I thought
Ferguson.
he'd be gassed. I thought he'd be gassed out at this point.
Yeah.
Wow. Both throw, right hand, left hook. Both connect. Oh!
Oh, that wobbled him.
Wobbled Tony
That
bad.
wobbled him.
Right hand, he's hurt.
Go to the body, go to the body, go to the body.
Gaethje's putting the pressure on him.
I think
Ferguson steps
he
back in
got
with
it
the
back.
Comes up with his
pressure, again,
leg.
stepping forward.
He cleared his head. That's crazy.
Ooh, there's a right low kick, but it gets checked hard by Gaethje. Wow.
Good jab.
Did he just recover like instantly?
Recover.
Think about how that will wear on Justin though. Like, man, I'm putting
I was
everything
gonna ask-
on my shots. I've hit him how many times now, and I just can't hurt him.
I was gonna ask Vince that. Like, have you ever just given the dude everything you have and he keeps coming? Because I personally haven't. Usually they go down when I hit them, but
Yeah, I fought a couple of zombies before, and I guess I've never been completely broken from that or anything, but it is like, man, I'm hitting this guy with a lot of stuff.
It looks like Ferguson's shins are split open from the checks from Gaethje.
oh yeah.
Both, I think both shins are, and
Low blow.
Ferguson lands a low blow and it gets separated. How much time's left?
101.
Yeah, I think he said about a minute.
And he says, "I'm good. He doesn't need any time." Ferguson lands a nice left hook to the body.
Good left hook to the body.
Yeah, we got 50 seconds left in the 4th round. Both of Tony's shins are split open from Justin's checks.
Nice low kick.
Beautiful kick.
Really good low kick.
Oh,
There's that kick again.
Ferguson is just an animal, dude. He just doesn't stop.
You say that right as he eats a head kick too and keep coming forward. Lands a jab right for the bell.
God.
Give
Jeez,
Gaethje credit.
who would you give that round?
Because of this right here, this wobble.
The wobble, yeah. I think Gaethje did more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably
Very
give it
nice.
to Gaethje too.
Very
I hate
nice.
to say that.
Justin, right as the bell sounds, nods and says that he feels good.
Dude, I do not want to see. I mean, yeah, I want to see Gaethje versus Khabib, but I think Khabib's gonna.
Big smiles from Justin in the corner.
5 more minutes.
A lot can happen in 5 minutes.
I think Ferguson has to stop him.
Tony does the chicken dance. I think Tony has got to get to the ground and finish it. If it goes to the judges, it'll be too close. But he thinks Justin will narrowly take it. That's from Chance Schwartz. Well, look at this. Ferguson reaches low as if to jab, but overhand grabs Gaethje's ankle. Does nothing with it, though.
I must have missed that day in class. That takedown.
Ferguson stalking Gaethje. Teeps to the body.
Nice teep to the body.
Again, tries that Superman jab.
Ooh, big overhand right.
You're right.
Look, it's what pays for it. Eats a
Big
jab,
right,
eats a
big
right hand,
left.
eats a left hook, does Ferguson.
Ooh,
Tony just eats it like nothing.
and just keeps coming forward.
Oh, eats a heavy leg kick. He can't be winning on the scorecards.
No.
Eats a jab. Throws a jab, too, and misses both. Eats another low kick. Man, Tony is beat up, but he is still coming forward, still throwing, lands 2 right kicks.
Stiff jab. Gaethje.
Ooh,
Oh,
Oof.
Ferguson
my.
falls from a left hook.
This
Eats
is the
another
best
right
Gaethje's
hand.
ever looked. God.
Gaethje pressuring him, but calculated, calm, relaxed, focused.
Not overcommitting. Perfect.
You could tell they planned for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best long-term strategy he's ever had. Wow, staggers him with a jab. Tony answers with a low kick, and it lands. Goes for the Imanari roll, misses it. Gaethje's on fire, says Alex Joseph. I agree. He's looking really sharp. Eats a right hand, does Gaethje, but returns with the left hook. He's got the pressure. He's pushing forward, lands 2 shots, pushes Ferguson, stumbles him in the cage, catches him. First half of the round is done. Got 1 half remaining in the final. Justin lands his jabs.
Jeez, big left hook.
Staggers him again.
Jeez.
Keeps peppering him with the jabs. Tony can't find his range. Tries a teep and misses.
This is getting hard to watch. He's just getting beat up.
You know what? This is I think Gaethje just had the better game plan. Be patient, be methodical. Let the fight come to you. And Ferguson, I think, was expecting typical Gaethje fashion, pressure, overcommitting to shots.
It's a war.
Yeah, and he's getting picked apart for it. He can't find his range.
Oh,
Man, Ferguson does look like a zombie, though. Fights like a zombie. Whoa.
God, it just.
look, and he's literally shaking his head.
This
Oh
can,
my
it's
God.
over. Stopped it.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
it.
Wow.
Jeez.
Gaethje finishes Ferguson
Wow.
with jabs. Ferguson looked
There's
to
our
try to flip
backflip.
it off, but just feet weren't underneath him anymore. Too
It's
much
just the
damage
accumulation.
What an
from this
amazing
fight and from
performance.
previous fights, you know?
Tony's not happy.
Wow.
Gaethje goes to give him a hug and Ferguson pushes him away. Obviously frustrated. Wow. He does it.
Man. Told you guys, the
Jeez.
MMA gods do not want Ferguson and Khabib
They
to fight.
don't. They don't want him to fight.
Man, I still want to see that so bad, though.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a bad dude right there. I still remember my dad talking about Justin Gaethje too. He's like, "You got it. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but you got to check this kid out. This kid's a monster." Wow.
Props to Tony for having the balls to even take another fight other than Khabib, you know?
Dude,
For real. He didn't have.
this dude is, I mean, he's just eating punches.
That's what he's done his entire career.
That one, yeah. He's, ugh. Look at Gage is just like, dude, stop this thing.
Yeah, strange stoppage because you could argue, Tony could argue that he was literally trying to shake it off, but
Yeah.
however, again,
Dude, he could barely
as
walk.
Herb, seeing that, you got to assume he doesn't know where he's at, that he's out on his feet.
All right, they embraced. That's good. No hard feelings.
Yeah. Wow.
Whoa, what a fight. What do you guys think? Fair stoppage?
I think
it's
it's
just-
totally fair.
I think it's the accumulation. Tony's shaking his head. He's literally running away, just trying to get his senses back.
Oh, dude could barely walk. I mean, look at his face. I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the other stoppage was way worse than this one.
Man. Yeah, Tony is beat up.
Mm.
Swollen, cut, shins.
And he was losing. I had him losing 4 rounds to 1.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Damn.
What was your
I see
official
that
record?
one coming.
So where you at, Joe?
Oh, today I was at. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7-4. I started
All right.
hot. See how the kids did.
The official announcement.
Wow.
Tony visibly upset. And your champ.
So what's
Justin
next?
Gaethje.
What's next for Tony? Who do you think they give him?
It's so hard to say given the circumstances going on in the world. But that's a good question.
He
He
doesn't
thro-
want the interim belt. He doesn't want the interim belt.
Throws it on the floor, does Justin. Wow.
He says he's good, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Have they brought up Khabib yet?
Not yet.
Ooh, man.
Ugh.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Maybe Poirier against Tony. That's what everyone in the chat is saying.
Maybe Connor.
Connor's interesting.
Connor.
That'd be a big money fight.
And then the winner of that, the winners of those two go against each other.
Khabib, did you see Khabib?
Yeah.
tweet?
No comment.
He tweets and says
No
no
comment.
Justin Gaethje stopped Tony Ferguson in the 5th round with 2 minutes left. Was just landing really heavy low kicks, heavy right hands, left hooks, and then at the end it was 2 jabs. It was just a stiff jab that rocked Tony, and then another one, and Herb Dean steps in. All right, you guys. This was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but I still haven't
Thank
eaten
you,
dinner
guys.
yet.
Go get some food. Great talking with you guys.
Yeah. Let's do this again. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was cool, man. I
Yeah,
had a
good
good
time,
time.
fellas.
Next
I
time
like
want
the dynamic of us too.
He dyes his hair.
We got the pro fighter. We got the rules officiator. We got the odds, the betting odds. Yo, this is fun. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We had a steady
Thank you,
count
guys.
watching the whole time. Very cool. You guys are awesome.
Cool,
Hope
man.
you enjoyed it. My dad's in the house. What's up, Dad? I'm going to call you tomorrow. I'm going to call Mommy. Yes, I still call my parents Mommy and Daddy. What are you going to do about it?
Happy Mother's Day on the East Coast.
Oh, right. Yeah, happy Mother's Day already.
Happy
Tomorrow
Mother's
is
Day.
Happy Mother's Day, and I'll give you guys a call tomorrow. And to the rest of you guys, if you're mothers or wish your mothers Happy Mother's Day, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to close this out. Gentlemen, you guys have a great night. Thank you again.
Thanks a lot, Shane.
Let's do it again
Later,
soon.
Good,
guys.
man. It was fun.
Thank you, guys.
Later, Vince. Later, Dean.
Later, guys.